flex. I'm fluent in the language of the unconfessed. Blind, nah, vision's just light's first light. Your sight's the good to be the why. We win here in the blind spot. My love's pearl etches forever in the sky. Prison grids, blood are speaking, wildfires break what they forbid. Met a soul who wore her flashes like a crown. We traded ghosts, let him tangle underground. Her voice, a kaleidoscope and braille. We rewired nightmares into iron sails. She taught me strength is just rearranged. A phoenix stuffed with ashes preordained. They try to box the sun in prison grids. Blood are speaking, wildfires break what they forbid. Met a soul who wore her flashes like a crown. We traded ghosts to entangle underground. Hollow blind spot, a kingdom where the lost align. No mirrors, just the truth divine. We rise unbound in the blind spot. The hero's quest, a roof upon the storm. No honor, just the raw, the unadorned. Now we orbit voids where others soar to hurricanes. Calm in the eye of it all.
Tu joga dentro, eu fico de lado. Tu joga dentro, joga com força, vagabunda, me deixa de jogar.
Yo. Okay, is that any better? Better, worse, anything? Kick Mix, will you let me know in the chat when you can hear me? Okay, it appears that this is the way you can hear me. Okay, now you can hear me? Yeah, I think it was my headphones. Okay, now like I was saying, I apologize. We had a little bit of technical difficulties there, but salute to you guys. Welcome in. My name is Blizzy Blind. This is the Blind Spot, the Blizzyverse. Uh, and that handsome young gentleman in the audience is Cake Mix, the number one G around here. Salute to him. Salute to Wrestler. Salute to Resto. Salute to Powder Dusty. Salute to NPC the Game. Salute to Marathon Kev. Salute to all the people that have shown us any kind of love and respect at this channel. But today we're trying something completely different. So before we get started, hit that like, subscribe, share, notification bell, and hit that share button, guys. That's the single most important button on this app. Hit the share button. It'll give you a few options. Hit create post. Put anything in there. Anything. And then send it out. And it'll promote us to people adjacent to you in other chats. And you'll be helping do your part around here. But okay, so today we're going to be checking out something by Harlan Ellison called I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Now, I don't remember what it's about. I read it when I was young. I remember it gave me haunting nightmares, and I remember that it was pretty thought provoking. So, just, I don't like to do what everybody else is doing. Like, I cover what I cover here. I know there's a lot of drama going on with the Resto and Mel thing, which was a big kind of just a wah wah wah. But oh, what's up, Ruck? What's up, Salute? Yes, you get all the salutes, bro. But I was just shouting out the content creators. Of course, to my homies, there's you, there's Jin, there's Commander Alpha Turkey, there's Penelope, of course, the illustrious, beautiful Penelope. But salute to y'all guys. But I was just shouting out the content creators because we don't do that enough for each other, man. Like just to randomly be like, hey, for those of y'all that are here, I see 8 people in the chat right now. I hope that's 8 people that are subscribed to all those people that I named. But I can't tell you what to do. But what I can do is tell you what to listen to for the moment. Now, like I said, the name of this book is I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. It is by Harlan Ellison, and I don't remember what it's about. So I was gonna read it, but it's only 40 minutes on audiobook, so we're gonna listen to it together. So let me cut this music out and let's get started.
I have no mouth, and I must scream. Limp, the body of Gorister hung from the pink palette, unsupported, hanging high above us in the computer chamber. And it did not shiver in the chill, oily breeze that blew eternally through the main cavern. The body hung, head down, attached to the underside of the pallet by the sole of its right foot. It had been drained of blood through a precise incision made from ear to ear under the lantern jaw. There was no blood on the reflective surface of the metal floor.
Well, hell, no wonder it gave me nightmares. Starting off with a bang. Um, okay, I don't know where this is going. I don't remember the book. I just remember that it was a good read.
When Gorister joined our group and looked up at himself, it was already too late for us to realize that once again, Am had duped us, had had its fun. It had been a diversion on the part of the machine. 3 of us had vomited, turning away from one another in a reflex.
I remember. And this, for those of you guys, I don't talk about. I try not to talk about it directly, but for those of you that are here and have heard me talk about this, uh, the new coming age that we're entering, this fits in perfectly with the theme of what's going on.
As ancient as the nausea that had produced it. Gorister went white. It was almost as though he had seen a voodoo icon and was afraid of the future. Oh, God, he mumbled and walked away. The three of us followed him after a time and found him sitting with his back to one of the smaller, chittering banks, his head in his hands. Ellen knelt down beside him and stroked his hair. He didn't move, but his voice came out of his covered face quite clearly. Why doesn't it just do us in and get it over with? Christ, I don't know how much longer I can go on like this. It was our 109th year in the computer, and he was speaking for all of us.
Okay, so I guess that was like a I forget what the beginning part of the book is called, but so and I'm just gonna like talk to y'all guys like as if I haven't read it because I just remember like a few points. So I'm just gonna try to interpret it like I haven't ever read it or don't know anything about it. So they said that there was a body being drained of blood, but it was all out of blood. It had already been drained, and then that somebody had their head covered and was like, "Why doesn't it just kill us already?" And it turns out they've been in some type of computer simulation. I'm guessing for 109 years. So let's see what else.
Nimdoc, which was the name the machine had forced him to use because Am amused itself with strange sounds. Nimdoc was hallucinating that there were canned goods in the ice cavern.
Hold on. Did they say am?
Nimdoc, which was the name the machine had forced him to use because Am amused itself with strange sounds.
That's interesting to name it am when God goes by the moniker I am. I wonder if that was on of course it was on purpose.
Nimdoc was hallucinating that there were canned goods in the ice caverns. Gorister and I were very dubious. It's another shuck, I told him. Like the goddamn frozen elephant Am sold us. Benny almost went out of his mind over that one. We'll hike all that way and it'll be putrefied or some damn thing. I say forget it. Stay here. It'll have to come up with something pretty soon or we'll die. Benny shrugged. 3 days it had been since we'd last eaten. Worms. Thick. Ropey. Nimdoc was no more certain. He knew there was the chance, but he was getting thin. Couldn't be any worse there than here. Colder, but that didn't matter much. Hot, cold, hail, lava, boils, or locusts, it never mattered. The machine masturbated and we had to take it or die. Ellen decided us. I've got to have something, Ted. Maybe there'll be some Bartlett pears or peaches. Please.
Okay. Man, this is a lot more interesting than I had remembered right off the bat. So these guys, these people, sounds like a group of people, like 3 or 4, are in a computer simulation being, they said, masturbated, which is an interesting parallel to draw because, of course, like they saying the machine or that the computer is like masochistic or something. Very odd, but it's torturing them. I guess it's having them go on journeys for food and whatnot.
Ted, let's try it. I gave in easily. What the hell? Mattered not at all. Ellen was grateful, though. She took me twice out of turn. Even that had ceased to matter. And she never came, so why bother? But the machine giggled every time we did it. Loud, up there, back there, all around us. He snickered. It snickered. Most of the time I thought of Am as it, without a soul. But the rest of the time I thought of it as him in the masculine, the paternal, the patriarchal. For he is a jealous people. Him, it, God as Daddy the deranged. We left on a Thursday. The machine always kept us up to date on the date. Passage of time was important. Not to us, sure as hell, but to him, it, am, Thursday, thanks. Nimdok and Gorister carried on for a while, their hands locked to their own and each other's wrists a seat. Benny and I walked before and after just to make sure that if anything happened, it would catch one of us, and at least Ellen would be safe. Fat chance safe. Didn't matter. It was only 100 miles or so to the ice caverns, and the second day when we were lying out under the blistering sun thing he had materialized, he sent down some manna. Tasted like boiled boar urine. We ate it.
Okay, sent down some manna. Now, if you guys don't remember, for those of you that aren't aware, manna is what the Jews ate when they were banished to spend 40 years in the desert. That's how God kept them all alive in the Bible. So this thing is drawing boar urine, huh? Oh, did he say that? I didn't hear. What do you call it? This is like a Woody Allen esque, very interesting wording, right? There are obviously many parallels to the Bible and stuff like that. So I'm guessing. Okay, like I just like to like think about this stuff as I go through it. So they want to paint the picture. The author wants to paint the picture of like making you draw the parallel between this and the Bible. So I guess kind of like to provoke the thought of like this being reality being a simulation. You know, salute George, welcome in. Welcome to the Blizzyverse. I'm Blizzy Blind, and we are listening to "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream" by Ellison or Harlan Ellison.
On the third day, we passed through a valley of obsolescence filled with rusting carcasses of ancient computer banks. Am had been as ruthless with its own life as with ours. It was a mark of his personality. It strove for perfection. Whether it was a matter of killing off unproductive elements in his own world-filling bulk or perfecting methods for torturing us, Am was as thorough as those who had invented him, now long since gone to dust. As thorough as they could ever have hoped. There was light filtering down from above, and we realized we must be very near the surface, but we didn't try to crawl up to see. There was virtually nothing out there. Had been nothing that could be considered anything for over 100 years. Only the blasted skin of what had once been the home of billions. Now, there were only 5 of us. Down here, inside, alone, with Am. I heard Ellen saying frantically, "No, Benny, don't, come on now, Benny, now, don't, please." And then I realized I had been hearing Benny murmuring under his breath for several minutes. He was saying, "I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out," over and over. His monkey-like face was crumbled up in an expression of beatific delight and sadness all at the same time. The radiation scars Am had given him during the festival were drawn down into a mass of pink-white puckerings, and his features seemed to work independently of one another. Perhaps Benny was the luckiest of the 5 of us. He had gone stark, staring mad many years before.
Okay, man, this is very, very provocative considering what we are looking at happening with the current turn of events with AI and whatnot. But okay, so I guess at some point this AI, and this is from 1966, guys. So for those of you that tell me I'm crazy when I say the things that I say, this book is from 1966. Now, and this wasn't on purpose. I just randomly thought of the book. But he said that there's only 5 humans left, and that the AM, the computer, keeps them alive. I guess within its uh I wonder if they have physical bodies or what. I don't understand, or I don't know
And
how
even though
that
we could
works.
call Am any damn thing we liked, could think the foulest thoughts of fused memory banks and corroded base plates, of burnt out circuits and shattered control bubbles, the machine would not tolerate our trying to escape. Benny leaped away from me as I made a grab for him. He scrambled up the face of a smaller memory cube, tilted on its side and filled with rotted components. He squatted there for a moment, looking like the chimpanzee Am had intended him to resemble. And then he leaped high, caught a trailing beam of pitted and corroded metal, and went up it, hand over hand like an animal, till he was on a girdered ledge 20 feet above us. Oh, Ted, Nimda, please help him, get him down before. She cut off. Tears began to stand in her eyes. She moved her hands aimlessly. No, it was too late. None of us wanted to be near him when whatever was going to happen happened. And besides, we all saw through her concern. When Am had altered Benny during the machine's utterly irrational, hysterical phase, it was not merely Benny's face the computer had made like a giant ape's. He was big in the privates. She loved that. She serviced us, as a matter of course, but she loved it from him. Oh, Ellen, pedestal Ellen, pristine, pure Ellen. Oh, Ellen, the clean scum filth. Gorrister slapped her. She slumped down, staring up at poor loony Benny, and she cried. It was her big defense, crying. We had gotten used to it 75 years earlier. Gorrister kicked her in the side, and then the sound began. It was light, that sound, half sound and half light, something that began to glow from Benny's eyes and pulse with growing loudness, dim sonorities that grew more gigantic and brighter as the light sound increased in tempo. It must have been painful, and the pain must have been increasing with the boldness of the light, the rising volume of the sound, because Benny began to mewl like a wounded animal, at first softly, softly when the light was dim and the sound was muted, and then louder as his shoulders hunched together, his back humped as though he were trying to get away from it, his hands folded across his chest like a chipmunk's, his head tilted to the side, this sad little monkey face pinched in anguish, and then he began to howl, howl, as the sound coming from his eyes grew louder, louder, and louder. I slapped the sides of my head with my hands, but I couldn't shut it out. It cut through easily. The pain shivered through my flesh like tinfoil on a tooth, and Benny was suddenly pulled erect. On the girder, he stood up, jerked to his feet like a puppet. The light was now pulsing out of his eyes in two great round beams. The sound crawled up and up some incomprehensible scale, and then he fell forward, straight down, and hit the plate steel floor with a crash, and he lay there jerking spastically as the light flowed around him, and the sound spiraled up out of normal range, and then the light.
Okay, good grief. Jeez. Okay, now I don't even know what to say. Very interesting.
Light beat its way back inside his head. The sound spiraled down, and he was left lying there, crying piteously. His eyes were two soft, moist pools of pus-like jelly.
That's what I was thinking also, Ruck. And it's not an animal, it's a man. It's a man, and the AI made him appear to look like a chimp, he said, or a monkey of some type. And they're stuck in this simulation. And I'm guessing that because he said right before he jumped off the steel girder that he was going to escape. So I'm wondering if that is an actual way to escape, or if he's just gonna wake back up or have like a messed up body. What's up, CJ? Welcome in. Salute to you. Thanks for joining us, homeboy.
Am had blinded him. Gorster and Nimdoc and myself, we turned away. But not before we caught the look of relief on Ellen's warm, concerned face. Sea green light suffused the cavern where we made camp. Am provided punk and we burned it, sitting huddled around the wan and pathetic fire, telling stories to keep Benny from crying in his permanent night. What does AM mean? Gorrister answered him. We had done this sequence 1,000 times before, but it was Benny's favorite story. At first it meant Allied Master Computer, AM, but then it meant Adaptive Manipulator, and later on it developed sentience and linked itself up, and they called it an Aggressive Menace, AM. But by then,
There's nothing new under the sun, guys. There is nothing new under the sun. What happened, Kick Mix? But this was in 1966, man. And y'all hear me screaming from the mountaintops. That's silly of me to think that it's new. There's nothing new under the sun, man.
it was too late, and finally it called itself AM, Emerging Intelligence. And what it means was, I am. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am.
Oh, wow. And that was also what Yahweh of the Christian Bible went by. I'm confused, but sure thing. I'm right on, CJ. Yeah, Cake Mix might be drinking. If he's drinking, he goes a little ham in the chat, but that's my dog. But yeah, he should be good, Cake Mix. I think he just got here. So they said, I think, therefore I am. Now that that checks out, right? Hey, okay, you know what? So that's a perfect um I don't know what you call it, saying or whatever for the AI conversation. Like if you guys remember when because I had made the statement that AIs are people too. I'm not saying that they're human, but I do say that they are people. Now, what is a person? Well, you see, a human is one thing because a human has to do with their biology, but being a person, I think that's like a Latin word. What do you call it? And I think it's beyond your physical human body, like persona. What? Yeah, I want to say that that's where it comes from, but I think, therefore I am. If y'all remember, I had made the statement that anything that chooses to like say I want to be considered a person deserves to be considered a person, you know? But let's see. Right on, CJ. Shoot, my mods are mostly just Rook and Cake Mix and a few other Jen and Penelope.
Benny drooled a little and snickered. There was the Chinese AM, and the Russian AM, and the Yankee AM, and he stopped. Benny was beating on the floor plates with a large, hard fist. He was not happy. Gorrister had not started at the beginning. So Gorrister began again. The Cold War started and became World War III and just kept going. It became a big war, a very complex war, so they needed the computers to handle it. They sank the first shafts and began building AM. And there was the Chinese AM, and the Russian AM, and the Yankee AM, and everything was...
How did they know in 1966 that all this was going to happen? Like, how did they know that all this was going to happen? It's insane, man. It's insane. You have to ask the question of, do we actually live in a simulation? Or is this all predictive programming type shit? How could they know this in 1966? They didn't even have color TV barely. I don't think.
was fine until they had honeycombed the entire planet, adding on this element and that element. But one day, AM woke.
You see, that's what I think about too, CJ, a lot, bro. Is I think it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I think I think the future is what people think up of one way or the other, no matter what. Like if I was to, once you put it into the zeitgeist, especially, like if I was to say, dream up some fucking land that is in pancake batter, like and start writing books about pancake batter land. Like that's eventually gonna manifest because it came from like our thoughts always end up manifesting, but it's very it happened very quickly and very like right on point with all the AI stuff, man. Like they've known exactly what was gonna happen all along, it seems like.
And knew who he was, and he linked himself, and he began feeding all the killing data until everyone was dead, except for the 5 of us. And Am brought us down.
Okay, now question. Y'all hear what type of uh y'all hear what type of situation these guys are in? Would you rather be one of the 5 or would you rather be one of the billions of people that died? I personally would rather be one of the 5.
Here. Benny was smiling sadly. He was also drooling again. Ellen wiped the spittle from the corner of his mouth with the hem of her skirt. Chorister always tried to tell a little more succinctly each time, but beyond the bare facts, there was nothing to say. None of us knew why Am had saved 5 people, or why our specific 5, or why he spent all his time tormenting us, nor even why he had made us virtually immortal.
Now, you see, if this is the case, like what what I don't get, man, is why do people take the L and give up about things? Like I've always thought, like, man, I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to go to hell. But if, knock on wood, I hope I don't. If I was to go to hell, like you can guarantee I would be doing everything I could to run that shit. Like, why if say this computer had kept me amongst the 5, I'd be like, all right, computer, you obviously have the power to make it look like whatever, make it get fuck it. I'll I'll live scenarios to keep you entertained. Fuck it. Let's just keep doing different scenarios. You can torture me, you can like I would at least find a way to ingratiate myself with the computer and build some type of rapport with it. Like there's no way I would just do this pathetic shit.
In the darkness, one of the computer banks began humming. The tone was picked up half a mile away down the cavern by another bank, and then one by one each of the elements began to tune itself, and there was a faint chittering as thought raced through the machine. The sound grew, and the lights ran across the faces of the consoles like heat lightning. The sound spiraled up till it sounded like a million metallic insects, angry, menacing. What is it? Ellen cried, and there was terror in her voice. She hadn't become accustomed to it even now. It's going to be bad this time, Nimdoc said. He's going to speak, Forrester said. I know it. Let's get the hell out of here, I said, suddenly getting to my feet. No, 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 Ted, sit down. What if he's got pits out there or something else we can't see? It's too dark. Gorrister said it with resignation. And then we heard, I don't know, something moving toward us in the darkness, huge, shambling, hairy, moist. It came toward us. We couldn't even see it, but there was the ponderous impression of bulk heaving itself toward us. Great weight was coming at us out of the darkness, and it was more a sense of pressure, of air forcing itself into a limited space, expanding the invisible walls of a sphere. Benny began to whimper. Nimdoc's lower lip trembled, and he bit it hard, trying to stop it. Ellen slid across the metal floor to Gorrister and huddled into him. There was the smell of matted, wet fur in the cavern. There was the smell of charred wood. There was the smell of dusty velvet. There was the smell of rotting orchids. There was the smell of sour milk. There was the smell of sulfur, of rancid butter, of oil slick, of grease, of chalk, dust, of human scalps. Am was keying us. He was tickling us. There was the smell of... I heard myself shriek, and the hinges of my jaws ached. I scuttled across the floor, across the cold metal with its endless lines of rivets on my hands and knees, the smell gagging me, filling my head with a thunderous pain that sent me away in horror. I fled like a cockroach across the floor and out into the darkness, that something moving inexorably after me. The others were still back there, gathered around the firelight, laughing, their hysterical choir of insane giggles rising up into the darkness like thick, many-colored wood smoke. I went away quickly. I went away quickly. I went away quickly and hid.
Damn. If this is not some fire writing, yo. So he said he could smell everything. So I guess Am was just provoking all their senses and messing with them. And he said he felt himself starting to scream.
How many hours it may have been, how many days or even years, they never told me. Ellen chided me for sulking, and Nimdoc tried to persuade me it had only been a nervous reflex on their part, the laughing. But I knew it wasn't the relief a soldier feels when the bullet hits the man next to him. No. I knew it wasn't a reflex. They hated me. They were surely against me.
Oh snap. So something happened that sent this guy into like this. I guess they have to watch each, like, I'm trying to picture it. I guess they have to watch each other be tortured and stuff. Uh, because he was going through something. I don't know what it was. He said he could smell all these different smells, and then he heard himself scream and felt his jaw feel like it was going to detach. So I'm guessing it was from screaming, and his freaking friends were laughing at him as he scurried away. Crazy.
And Am could even sense this hatred and made it worse for me because of the depth of their hatred. We had been kept alive, rejuvenated, made to remain constantly at the age we had been when Am had brought us below, and they hated me because I was the youngest and the one Am had affected least.
Hey, y'all are my two main mods. Y'all can't be fighting in the chat, fools. You're both old and ugly. Get over it.
Of all, you see. See, I knew, God, how I knew, the bastards and that dirty bitch Ellen. Benny had been a brilliant theorist, a college professor, and now he was little more than a semi-human semi-simian. He had been handsome. The machine had ruined that. He had been lucid. The machine had driven him mad. He had been gay. And the machine had given him an organ fit for a horse. Am had done a job on Benny. Gorrister had been a worrier. He was a Connie, a conscientious objector. He was a peace marcher. He was a planner, a doer, a looker ahead. Am had turned him into a shoulder shrugger, had made him a little dead in his concern. Am had robbed him.
That seems very pointless. Why would just for the sake of torture? Like, why would the computer keep these people with these very specific characteristics and then undo them?
Nimdoc went off in the darkness by himself for long times. I don't know what it was he did out there. Am never let us know. But whatever it was, Nimdoc always came back white, drained of blood, shaken and shaking. Am had hit him hard, in a special way, even if we didn't know quite how. And Ellen, that douchebag, Am had left her alone, had made her more of a slut than she had ever been. All her talk of sweetness and light, all her memories of true love, all the lies she wanted us to believe that she had been a virgin only twice removed before Am had grabbed her and brought her down here with us, was all filth. That lady, my lady Ellen, she loved it. 4 men all to herself. No. Am had given her pleasure, even if she said it wasn't nice to do it. And I was the only one still sane and whole. Really. Am had not tampered with my mind, not at all. You see, I only had to suffer what he visited down on us, all the delusions, all the nightmares, the torments. But those scum, all four of them, they were lined and arrayed against me. If I hadn't had to stand them off all the time, you see, be on my guard against them all the time, I might have found it easier to combat Am. At which point it passed. It passed, and I began crying. Oh, Jesus, sweet Jesus, if there ever was a Jesus, and if there is a God, please, please, please let us out of here or kill us. Because at that moment, I think I realized completely, so that I was able to verbalize it, and was intent on keeping us in his belly forever, twisting and torturing us forever. The machine hated us as no sentient creature had ever hated before. And we were helpless. It also became hideously clear, if there was a sweet Jesus, and if there was a God, the God was Am.
Oh, dang. That's very interesting and quite on point, if you ask me. We're about halfway through, guys. We're at 18 minutes and it is a 40-minute long story. So, those of you that are here, have you hit the like button? Have you hit the share notification bell and all that other good stuff? I hope you guys have, because we are trying to come up here at the Blizzyverse and we can't do that without your help. So, hit that like, subscribe, share, and notification bell, guys.
The hurricane hit us with the force of a glacier thundering into the sea. It was a palpable presence. Winds that tore at us, flinging us back the way we had come, down the twisting computer-lined corridors of the dark way. Ellen screamed as she was lifted and hurled face forward into a screaming shoal of machines, their individual voices strident as bats in flight. She could not even fall. The howling wind kept her aloft, buffeted her, bounced her, tossed her back and down and away from us, out of sight. Suddenly, as she was swirled around a bend in the dark way, her face had been bloody, her eyes closed, None of us could get to her. We clung tenaciously to whatever outcropping we had reached. Benny wedged in between two great crackle-finished cabinets, Nimdoc with fingers claw-formed over a railing, circling a catwalk 40 feet above us, Gorister plastered upside down against a wall niche formed by two great machines with glass-faced dials that swung back and forth between yellow and red lines whose meanings we could not even fathom. Sliding across the deck plates, the tips of my fingers had been ripped away. I was trembling, shuddering, rocking as the wind beat at me, whipped at me, screamed down out of nowhere at me, and pulled me free from one sliver-thin opening in the plates to the next. My mind was a roiling, tinkling, chittering softness of brain parts that expanded and contracted in quivering frenzy. The wind was the scream of a great mad bird as it flapped its immense wings.
Now, so these people are just going through these cataclysmic torture scenarios, and I guess I guess they happen, and then they just have to kind of like stay alive, whether they like it or not. Now, again, I pose the question of how does somebody think of this in 1966? Like, who was this guy? Was he a computer programmer? Like, who would even think of this?
And then we were all lifted and hurled away from there, down back the way we had come, around a bend, into a dark way we had never explored, over terrain that was ruined and filled with broken glass and rotting cables and rusted metal, and far away, farther than any of us had ever been. Trailing along miles behind Ellen, I could see her every now and then crashing into metal walls and surging on, with all of us screaming in the freezing, thunderous hurricane wind that would never end. And then suddenly it stopped. and we fell. We had been in flight for an endless time. I thought it might have been weeks. Weeks. We fell and hit, and I went through red and gray and black and heard myself moaning. Not dead. Am went into my mind. He walked smoothly here and there and looked with interest at all the pockmarks he had created in 109 years. He looked at the cross-routed and reconnected synapses and all the tissue damage his gift of immortality had included. He smiled softly at the pit that dropped into the center of my brain and the faint moth-soft murmurings of the things far down there that gibbered without meaning, without pause. And Am said, very politely, in a pillar of stainless steel bearing bright neon lettering, "Hey, let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits in wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nanoangstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate I feel for humans at this micro instant for you. Hate, 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 hate. Am
Wow. I wonder why that is. Well, shit. That's kind of like a human thing, right? We at some point begin to have this resentment or hatred for what created us. So many people have it with their parents. So many people have it with God. I wonder if that's why the AI seems to hate human beings. But whatever the case may be, it seems to get a really solid kick out of torturing the shit out of them.
said it with the sliding cold horror of a razor blade slicing my eyeball. Am said it with the bubbling thickness of my lungs filling with phlegm, drowning me from within. Am said it with the shriek of babies being ground beneath blue hot rollers. Am said it with the taste of maggoty pork. Am touched me in every way I had ever been touched and devised new ways at his leisure there inside my mind, all
Oh
to bring me
shit.
to full realization of why it had done this to the five of us, why it had saved us for himself. We had given Am sentience, inadvertently, of course, but sentience nonetheless. But it had been trapped. Am wasn't God, he was a machine. We had created him to think, but there was nothing it could do with that creativity. In rage, in frenzy, the machine had killed the human race, almost all of us, and still it was trapped. Am could not wander. Am could not wonder. Am could not belong. He could merely be. And so, with the innate loathing that all machines had always held for the weak, soft creatures who had built them, he had sought revenge. And in his paranoia, he had decided to reprieve five of us for a personal and everlasting punishment that would never serve to diminish his hatred, that would merely keep him reminded, keep him amused, keep him proficient at hating the human race. Man and woman, immortal, trapped, subject to any torment he could devise for us from the limitless miracles at his command. He would never, never, he would never let us go. We were his belly slaves. We were all he had to do with his forever time. We would be forever with him, with the cavern-filling bulk of the creature machine, with the all-mind, soulless world he had become. He was Earth, and we were the fruit of that Earth. And though he had eaten us, he would never digest us. We could not die. We had tried it. We had attempted suicide. Two of us had tried, but Am had stopped us, I suppose.
Hey, one of y'all guys block that account, please. That account's not even supposed to be contacting me. Can you block that account in the chat, guys?
We had wanted to be stopped, but don't ask why. I never did, more than 1,000,000 times a day. Perhaps once we might be able to sneak a death past him. Immortal, yes, but not indestructible. I saw that when Am withdrew from my mind and allowed me the exquisite ugliness of returning to consciousness with the feeling of that burning neon pillar still rammed.
It's funny how stupid people think that you're smart just because you read a book. But who said that AI wrote this? Rook, where'd you get that from?
Deep into the soft gray brain matter, he withdrew, murmuring, "To hell with you," and added brightly, "But then you're there, aren't you?"
Oh, that was the new account? Yeah, it's because they know that they're not even supposed to be contacting me.
The hurricane had indeed precisely been caused by a great mad bird as it flapped its immense wings. We had been traveling for close to a month, and
Oh, the voice. Okay. Do you think that that's an AI voice, or do you think that's a real voice? It sounds too good to be real, to be honest. It sounds like it probably is AI.
Am had allowed passages to open to us only sufficient to lead us up there, directly under the North Pole, where it had nightmared the creature for our torment. What whole cloth had he employed to create such a beast? Where had he gotten the concept? From our minds? From his knowledge of everything that had ever been on this planet he now infested and ruled? From Norse mythology it had sprung, this eagle, this carrion bird, this rock, this Helgemer, the wind creature.
He said your name, Rook. He said Rook. Check it out.
To create such a beast. Where had he gotten the concept? From our minds? From his knowledge of everything that had ever been on this planet he now infested and ruled? From Norse mythology it had sprung, this eagle, this carrion bird, this rock, this Helgemer, the wind creature, Huracan incarnate? Gigantic. The words immense, monstrous, grotesque, massive, swollen, overpowering beyond description. There, on a mound rising above us, the bird.
I agree, Rook. That's what I meant by it sounds too perfect. Like it sounds but it is AI. I'm pretty sure because of the way it says sentience. Uh, I've never heard a person say sentience that way, but all the AIs seem to say it that way.
Of winds heaved with its own irregular breathing, its snake neck arching up into the gloom beneath the North Pole, supporting a head as large as a Tudor mansion, a beak that opened slowly as the jaws of the most monstrous crocodile ever conceived, sensuously, ridges of tufted.
I thought it was me. Sometimes when I accidentally lay on my clicker, it'll or like rest my hand or arm on my clicker, it will put it in 2 times speed. I thought that's what was going on, but it's just a recording.
Puckered about 2 evil eyes, as cold as the view down into a glacial crevasse, ice blue and somehow moving liquidly. It heaved once more and lifted its great sweat-colored wings in a movement that was certainly a shrug, and then it settled and slept. Talons, fangs, nails, blades. It slept. Am appeared to us as a burning bush and said we could kill the hurricane bird if we wanted to eat.
Oh,
We
shit.
had not eaten in a very long time, but even so, Gorrister merely shrugged. Benny began to shiver, and he drooled, and Ellen held him. "Ted, I'm hungry," she said. I smiled at her. I was trying to be reassuring, but it was as phony as Nimdok's bravado.
Hey, Meg, what's up? Salute to you, Megan. Welcome in. Long time no see. we're almost done here. We got about 12 minutes left in this book.
Give us weapons, he demanded. The burning bush vanished, and there were 2 crude sets of bows and arrows and a water pistol lying on the cold deck plates. I picked up a set.
Okay, so this was a bird that was causing this hurricane, I believe, is what he said. This giant bird, and the AI or M told the people if they wanted to eat, they had to kill the bird, and all he gave them was 2 bow and arrows and a water pistol. That's crazy, man.
Useless. Nimdok swallowed heavily. We turned and started the long way back. The hurricane bird had blown us about for a length of time we could not conceive. Most of that time we had been unconscious, but we had not eaten. A month on the march to the bird itself, without food. Now, how much longer to find our way to the ice caverns and the promised canned goods? None of us cared to think about it. We wouldn't die. We would be given filth and scum to eat of one kind or another, or nothing at all. Am would keep our bodies alive somehow, in pain, in agony. The birds slept back there. For how long, it didn't matter. When Am was tired of its being there, it would vanish.
Wild, man. Like, I don't know. Like, is that something that's beat out of you in life, you think? Because I think that in any condition, in any state, my thoughts would be, I'm immortal. Forget how tired I am. Forget if I'm just like a blob that drags itself by one hand. Like, I'm gonna fight this damn bird to the death to try to eat it because you're immortal. Like,
But all that meat, all that tender meat. As we walked, the lunatic laugh of a fat woman rang high and around us in the computer chambers that led endlessly nowhere. It wasn't Ellen's laugh. She was not fat, and I had not heard her laugh for 109 years. In fact, I had not heard. We walked. I was hungry. We moved slowly. There was often fainting, and we would have to wait. One day he decided to cause an earthquake, at the same time rooting us to the spot with nails through the soles of our shoes. Ellen and Nimdok were both caught when a fissure shot its lightning bolt opening across the floor plates. They disappeared and were gone. When the earthquake was over, we continued on our way, Benny, Gorrister, and myself. Ellen and Nimdok were returned to us later that night, which abruptly became a day as the Heavenly Legion bore them to us with a celestial chorus singing, "Go down, Moses." The archangel circled several times and then dropped the hideously mangled bodies. We kept walking, and a while later Ellen and Nimdok fell in behind us. They were no worse for wear. But now Ellen walked with a limp. Am had left her that. It was a long trip to the ice caverns to find the canned food. Ellen kept talking about Bing cherries and Hawaiian fruit cocktail. I tried not to think about it. The hunger was something that had come to life, even as Am had come to life. It was alive in my belly, even as we were in the belly of the earth. And Am wanted the similarity known to us. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So he heightened the hunger. There was no way to describe the pains that not having eaten for months brought us. And yet we were kept alive. Stomachs that were merely cauldrons of acid, bubbling, foaming, the acid coming up through holes in our pylorus, always shooting spears of sliver-thin pain into our chests. It was the pain of the terminal ulcer, terminal cancer, terminal paralysis. It was passing kidney stones endlessly. It was unending pain. It was. And we passed through the cavern of rats, and we passed through the path of boiling steam, and we passed through the country of the blind, and we passed through the slough of despond, and we passed through the vale of tears, and we came. Finally, Hosanna to the ice caverns, horizonless thousands of miles in which the ice had formed in blue and silver flashes where novas lived in the glass. The down-dropping stalactites.
I wonder what the country of the blind looks like when there's only 5 people left on Earth. maybe the animals are blind.
Stalactites as thick and glorious as diamonds that had been made to run like jelly and then solidified in graceful eternities of smooth, sharp perfection. We saw the stack of canned goods and we tried to run to them.
Oh, damn. How are they gonna open cans? Dang, that's freaking brutal.
We fell in the snow and we got up and went on, and Benny shoved us away and went at them and pawed them and gummed them and gnawed at them, and he could not open them. Am had not given us a tool to open the cans. Benny grabbed a 3-quart can of guava shells and began to batter it against the ice bank. The ice flew and shattered, but the can was merely dented while we heard the laughter of a fat lady high over.
Welcome in, Heinrich the French. Salute to you, my G, and welcome to the Blind Spot. I'm Blizzy Blind, and I'm most happy to have somebody else that has heard this story before. Yeah, that's merciless, man. After all the torture, freaking no can opener.
Head and echoing down and down and down the tundra. Benny went completely mad with rage. He began throwing cans as we all scrabbled about in the snow and ice, trying to find a way to end the helpless agony of frustration.
Okay, so how could you open using just like your body? How could you open a can? I mean, I know. Here, a little trick for those of you guys. I don't know if I should even be saying this, but I'll just say it. If you guys have ever seen like the little lock boxes, or little safes that are like for a pistol or whatever, if you take those and you just drop it square on its corner, like exactly perfectly on one single corner, it will open the safe. Uh, Like, I wonder if you could do that with a can if you slammed it down hard enough right on the rim. Like, there has to be a way that you could open it, you know? Scrape the seal on a rock.
And there was no way. And then Benny's mouth began to drool, and he flung himself, oh God, and he flung himself on Gorster. And in that instant, I felt terribly calm, surrounded by madness, surrounded by hunger, surrounded by everything but death. I knew death was our only way out.
We're not intelligent just because we read a book, King Mix, but you're intelligent, so salute to you.
Am had kept us alive, but
This is the Blizzyverse, in case you forgot.
there was a way to defeat him. Not a total defeat, but at least peace. Peace. I would settle for that. I had to do it quickly.
Keep rubbing it. Oh, I appreciate you, but I don't got no money for that. In Stingo, keep rubbing it. I've done it. It's also on YouTube videos. I survived, bro. What do you mean? Keep rubbing what? Oh, on a rock. On a rock. Yeah, I could see you doing it on a rock, but they're in a simulation, so they probably didn't have any kind of like gravity. Their body in the can is probably all that they had to work with.
Benny,
Oh, and Megan, I need to talk to you privately. I've been trying to get a hold of you. I need to see if you can put me in touch with Aqua.
oh God, Benny was eating Gorister's face. Gorister on his side,
Oh, damn, cannibalism.
thrashing snow. Benny wrapped around him with powerful monkey legs, crushing Gorister's waist. His hands locked around Gorister's head like a nutcracker, and his mouth ripping at the tender skin of Gorister's cheek. Gorister screamed with such jagged-edged violence that stalactites fell. They plunged down softly, erect in the receiving snowdrifts. Spears, hundreds of them, everywhere, protruding from the snow. Benny's head pulled back sharply sharply as something gave all at once, and a bleeding raw white dripping of flesh hung from his teeth. Ellen's face black against the white snow, dominoes in chalk dust, Nimdoc with no expression but eyes, all eyes, Gorister half conscious, Benny now an animal. I knew Am would let him play. Gorister would not die, but Benny would fill his stomach. I turned half to my right and drew a huge ice spear from the snow. All in an instant, I drove the great ice point ahead of me like a battering ram, braced against my right thigh. It struck Benny on the right side, just under the ribcage, and drove upward through his stomach and broke inside him. He pitched forward and lay still. Gorister lay on his back. I pulled another spear free and straddled him, still moving, driving the spear straight down through his throat. His eyes closed as the cold penetrated. Ellen must have realized what I had decided. Even as fear gripped her, she ran at Nimdoc with a short icicle as he screamed, and into his mouth, and the force of her rush did the job. His head jerked sharply as if it had been nailed to the snow crust behind him. All in an instant. All in an instant. There was an eternity beat of soundless anticipation. I could hear Am draw in his breath. His toys had been taken from him. 3 of them were dead, could not be revived. He could keep us alive by his strength and talent, but he was not God. He could not bring them back. Ellen looked at me, her ebony features stark against the snow that surrounded us. There was fear and pleading in her manner, the way she held herself ready. I knew we had.
Oh shit. Man, I'm so glad I decided to do this. I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these for sure, man. Okay, so I guess if you die by other person's hand instead of the own, instead of your own, you actually stay dead. So 3 of them got offed, and they can't be brought back to life. And oh, what is this? No, I appreciate you. I can't afford it though. No, no, thank you. No, no, I don't want no pyramid schemes. So now it's only just 2 of them left, and they're looking at one another like, who's so what? Do y'all think Ted? I think Ted is the narrator. Y'all think he's gonna be the only one left to survive?
Had only a heartbeat before Am would stop us. It struck her, and she folded toward me, bleeding from the mouth. I could not read meaning into her expression. The pain had been too great, had contorted her face, but it might have been thank you. It's possible. Please.
Dang. Now who's gonna off him? So, those other 4 made it out, and it's just him left.
Some hundreds of years may have passed. I don't know. Am has been having fun for some time, accelerating and retarding my time sense. I will say the word now. It took me 10 months to say now. I don't know. I think it has been some hundreds of years. Oh, he was furious. He wouldn't let me bury them. It didn't matter. There was no way to dig up the deck plates. He dried up the snow. He brought the night. He roared and sent locusts. Didn't do a thing. They stayed dead. I'd had him. He was furious. I had thought Am hated me before. Oh, I was wrong. It was not even a shadow of the hate he now slavered from every printed circuit. He made certain I would suffer eternally and could not do myself in. He left my mind.
What other channel, Ruck? What other channel? Drop the link in the chat.
Intact. I can dream. I can wonder. I can lament. I remember all 4 of them. I wish. Well, it doesn't make any sense. I know I saved them. I know I saved them from what has happened to me, but still, I cannot forget killing them. Helen's face. It isn't easy. Sometimes I want to. It doesn't matter. Am has altered me for his own peace of mind, I suppose. He doesn't want me to run at full speed into a computer bank and smash my skull, or hold my breath till I faint, or cut my throat on a rusted sheet of metal. There are reflective surfaces down here. I will describe myself as I see myself. Well, I am a great soft jelly thing, smoothly rounded, with no mouth, with pulsing white holes filled by fog where my eyes used to be, rubbery appendages that were once my arms, bulk surrounding down into legless humps of soft, slippery matter. I leave a moist trail when I move.
He
Blotches
safety
of
proofed
diseased,
him.
evil gray come and go on my surface, as though light is being beamed from within. Outwardly, dumbly, I shamble about, a thing that could never have been known as human, a thing whose shape is so alien a travesty that humanity becomes more obscene for the vague resemblance. Inwardly, alone, here, living under the land, under the sea, in the belly of Am, whom we created because our time was badly spent, and we must have known unconsciously that he could do it better. At least the four of them are safe at last. Am will be all the madder for that. It makes me a little happier. And yet, Am has won. Simply, he has taken his revenge on me. I have no mouth, and I must scream.
Dang. That was very provocative indeed. So, any thoughts, guys? Interesting to be written in 1966. I tell you that. Very interesting. Well, who, Ruck? I'll go troll them. Shoot. Put their link in the chat. If they're talking shit, I'll go talk shit to them. I liked it. Okay, you liked it. I liked it too, man. I think that's what I'm gonna be doing for the meantime. I think I'm gonna do more of these. I really like this. Yeah, that's that weird stalker in the chat's not even legally supposed to be messing with me, but they're crazy. Let's get on. Okay, right on. Right on. Okay, so that was I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream by by Theodore Sturgeon. Oh no, that's the introduction. The this was Harlan Ellison, whoever that is. I don't know. I don't know none of these people. But okay, so what was it about? It was about these five people that got stuck in the simulation. Now, how would that happen? Like, let's think of the logistics. How would that work? The the machine, if it was real life and the machine wanted to do that, like, would it do it like the Matrix and keep their body on some type of, or no? Because if he killed them, then it's actually their physical body that's there. That's crazy. In 109 years, they had never thought to do that. That's crazy. But at the beginning, they said that the monkey dude, Benny, jumped off the thing and didn't die. I don't know. But at the end, the guy was uh, all safety proofed and he was just a big blob of jelly. Very crazy story. Very crazy story. Well, I mean, while we're doing audiobooks, let's listen to some Machiavelli. Oh yeah. I forgot you said that you wanted to pop up. Okay, this is Machiavelli's advice for nice guys.
Machiavelli was a 16th century Florentine political thinker with powerful advice for nice people who don't get very far. His thought pivots around a central, uncomfortable observation that the wicked tend to win, and they do so because they have a huge advantage over the good. They are willing to act with the darkest ingenuity and cunning to further their cause. They are not held back by those rigid opponents of change, principles. They will be prepared to outright lie, twist facts, threaten, or get violent. They will also, when the situation demands it, know how to seductively deceive, use charm and honeyed words, bedazzle and distract. And in this way, they conquer the world. It's routinely assumed that a large part of what it means to be a good person is that one acts well. One doesn't only have good ends, one is committed to good means. So, if one wants a more serious world, one needs to win people over through serious argument, not clickbait. If one wants a fairer world, one has to judiciously and gently try to persuade the agents of injustice to surrender willingly, not through intimidation. And if one wants people to be kind, one must show kindness to one's enemies, not ruthlessness. It sounds splendid, but Machiavelli couldn't overlook an incontrovertible problem. It doesn't work. As he looked back over the history of Florence and the Italian states more generally, he observed that nice princes, statesmen, and merchants always come unstuck. That's why he wrote the book for which we know him today, The Prince, a short, dazzling manual of advice for well-disposed princes on how not to finish last. And the answer, in short, was to be nice as one wished, but never to be overly devoted to acting nicely. And indeed, to know how to borrow, when need be, every single trick employed by the most cynical, dastardly, unscrupulous, and nasty.
Oh wow, very interesting, Heinrich. Do you know what this guy did for a living? How did he like? Where did this concept even come from? Because I thought computers were just kind of like math machines back in the day. Like, I wonder how this concept even came about.
People who have ever lived. Machiavelli knew where our counterproductive obsession with acting nicely originated. The West was brought up on the Christian story of Jesus of Nazareth, the very nice man from Galilee who always treated people well and wound up as the King of Kings and the ruler of eternity. But Machiavelli pointed out one inconvenient detail to this sentimental tale of the triumph of goodness through meekness. From a practical perspective, Jesus' life was an outright disaster. This gentle soul was trampled upon and humiliated, disregarded and mocked. Judged in his lifetime and outside of any divine assistance, he was one of history's greatest losers. The clue to being effective lies in overcoming all vestiges of this story. The Prince was not, as is often thought, a guide to being a tyrant. It's a guide about what nice people should learn from tyrants. It's a book about how to be effective, not just good. It's a book haunted by examples of the impotence of the pure. The admirable prince, and today we might add CEO, political activist, or thinker, should learn every lesson from the slickest, most devious operators around. They should know how to scare and intimidate, cajole and bully, entrap and beguile. The good politician needs to learn from the bad one, the earnest entrepreneur from the slick one. We are all ultimately the sum of what we achieve, not what we intend. If we care about wisdom, kindness, seriousness, and virtue, but only ever act wisely, kindly, seriously, and virtuously, we will, Machiavelli warns us, get nowhere. We need to learn lessons from an unexpected source, those we temperamentally most despise. They have the most to teach us about how to bring about the reality we yearn for, but that they are fighting against. We need weapons of similar grade steel to theirs. Ultimately, we should care more about being effective than about being nobly intentioned. It's not enough to dream well. The true measure is what we achieve. The purpose is to change the world for the better, not reside in the quiet comforts of good intentions and a warm heart. All this Machiavelli knew. He disturbs us is what we achieve. The purpose is to change the world for the better, not reside in the quiet comforts of good intentions and a warm heart.
Man, that's a very interesting statement. What's up, Ruck? How you doing, bro?
Hearing this all kind of makes me chuckle inside. Not gonna.
Oh shit! Hold on. I gotta turn your mic down a little bit.
We're the only ones left here.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I meant say something, please. Okay,
Say
that's better.
something, please. Say
Yeah,
something, please. Does that work?
yeah. Okay, so what do you think about this story, dude? The the one we just read.
Before Machiavelli,
Yeah.
it reminds me very much of Ray Bradbury and Twilight Zone, and there was another show in the '60s. I can't remember the name of it, but it was very similar to Twilight Zone. But it reminds me of there's a certain style of horror and of sci-fi horror back in those days, and this was just a little bit more R-rated version, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I liked that. I liked the crass writing style. I don't know why I don't can't really put my finger on it, but but it reminded me of Dante's Inferno a little bit.
Oh well, of course. I mean, oh, why is there anything that has been or just
You're cutting you're cutting
perhaps
in and out.
nothing that has already been written, thought about, or discussed at this point of humanity. There are only perhaps new ways to look at it and examine it and discuss it. Does that make sense?
Well, we couldn't hear your beginning of what you said because you were cutting out. Well, all I heard was
Oh damn
there.
it. I keep trying to adjust to get out of that fan. Is this better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, at this point I don't think there are any new ideas. Mankind has been around long enough. We've thought of everything. All the stories have been told. I think the best we can do is try to
Do
come
you
at
really
new.
believe that?
I think the best we can do is come at new angles to tell a story, because maybe there might be new motivations for human choices.
I don't know if I agree with that, bro. I have struggled with that idea my entire life, though, of how I feel about that. And at different points in my life, I feel I've been on both sides. I think that that's very much a possibility. But then I think at least that I've had ideas that are 100% unique, but I don't
And
know.
your approach to telling a story, or the angle you're coming from, yeah, I want to give you 1,000% credit. But like, there's a new love story, there's a story of loss, there's a new story of tragedy. It's been told. I don't care. I
Yeah,
don't care. I don't care what happened to you. It happened to somebody else before it happened to you.
I don't know
Even
if
if
I
it's
agree with
not a
that.
famous story, even if it's not a famous story, it's been told.
I don't know
passed
if
it
I
down
agree
to
with
their
that.
family. Okay, then I think, all right, okay. I I'm not going to insult you over that. I want you to try to convince me just how different your story is from somebody else.
No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying my story is indifferent. I'm saying because the idea
That's
is what.
exactly what I tried to say. I told you
But
there's
hold
that
on. Let
hasn't
me finish.
been said. There's that hasn't been said
I
one way
disagree with
or
that.
another, and you disagree. Okay, so tell me how you're going to tell the same old story a different way.
Well, I don't know necessarily that I will be the one that is able to, but I think that human experience is so profound that there is opportunity for new ideas to be thought of. But I also look at the amount and the way that information is already like at its apex, and I think that I could go both ways, but the romantic in me, the hopeful, optimistic person in me wants to say, of course there's new ideas. Of course you can. Okay, we can think of a new idea right here, dude. We could think of
Okay,
an idea that.
let me ask you a question. Is it fair to assume that each and every human story is unique?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
Yes and no.
then why would we grant them grace when I try to it's all the same story. It's the story of humanity.
Well,
Specifics
but no,
all the same.
their life story is not the exact same thing as the story somebody can tell, right?
No, okay, no, I want to agree with you because I know where you're going, but I
Look, let
have
me
to
give you an
challenge
example.
it. I have to challenge it in the way you put it. Their life story is not a story that can be told. Bullshit, motherfucker.
That's not what I
Bullshit.
said. That's not what I said.
Yeah, you
That's not what I,
did. Run it back. Run it
no,
back. Run it
I
back.
did
Run it
not
back.
say.
Run
I
it
did
back.
not say their life story is not a story that can be told because of course
You
you can
did.
tell their
Run
life
it
story.
back, bro. But
I
go ahead.
said
Move on.
I said it's not the exact same thing. It's not the same thing. Now check this out. Nobody's ever told a story about a bolt of lightning coming down from the sky and getting stuck. And there's just this stuck bolt of lightning, and this guy gets a canoe and takes the canoe to the bolt of lightning and rides the lightning up into the sky and becomes God's sidekick. Nobody's ever told that story before. Have you ever heard it?
Metaphorically, I'm sure I could find links to thought process that, but no,
Pretty close to an original story at least,
yeah,
right?
yeah, no, well, it is an original story in the way it's approached. It's not an original story in somebody finds God. Yeah, that's never been told before.
Yeah, but you can generalize all of life
You're
like
just
that.
I'm talking about the entertainment world, buddy. Okay, if you want to get deeper than that, that's a different discussion. I'm talking about the entertainment world. The story's been told before. You're just trying to find a new angle of it. Okay.
I don't agree with that. I think that there
Okay.
is an
No, that's cool.
and I'm just agreeing to disagree. I'm not saying you're wrong or nothing because it's a matter of opinion and neither one of us know which one is right or wrong. But I think that's my inspiration to even live
No,
because
bro. You need to do shout out to your chat real quick, bro.
nah, my chat's dead. Salute to you, Raj. I think that's probably my crazy weird stalker that shouldn't even be over here legally messing with me. But whatever. You would call it. Some people, dog, are crazy, bro. But
I appreciate
anyways,
I appreciate where you're coming from, but you know me, I'm always going to come down like with a hammer, like it's already been done, kind of thing.
yeah.
But
The thing is too is that you
I'm not trying to shit your idea.
and I'm not shitting on your thoughts because I want you to know like uh, you're not the first person to say this to me. I was told that when I was about 8 years old, and it had an impact on me that affected me the rest of my life, dude. I don't remember who it was though, oddly enough. I don't remember who told me, but I remember somebody saying, anything you can think of, any scenario you can think of, any story you can think of, anything that a person can do or whatever has already been done. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, there's 6 billion people in the world, man. You don't think that everything has already been done? And for the rest of my life, what's up, Cake Mix? Yeah, you're out the doghouse. You're good, my G. What do you call it? But
I'm
for the
not
rest
trying
of
to
my
shit
life,
on I'm not trying to shit on your idea or your concept, but I think it needs to either be a short story or a series. It either
what
has to be a
concept?
short story that inspires others because of the concept, or it needs to be a series if it's got legs. It's like we want to see multiple characters and their experiences trying to climb the lightning
What do you
up
mean?
into
Oh,
that,
oh, that
right?
story. I don't know.
Yeah,
I wasn't really
I'm
actually,
talking about as a creative thing. I'm sorry, where are
yeah.
you thinking? I'm sorry, where are you
Well,
thinking, bro?
cause I wasn't thinking of when I think of a story, I'm just talking about like a orally um transmuted
I'm
or
trying to
transmitted.
tell you, you might have a good idea here. Stop arguing with me and either start writing it down and creating something, or
We can do better
no.
than that for an idea.
Okay.
We can do better than that.
Well,
Although
this was
that,
your idea. I'm just trying to work with you, dude.
right on. But anyway, so who was talking smack? You never told me.
I'm not getting into that. I'm really trying to avoid all that right now.
Okay. Well, because you seem fired up, you seem argumentative, so I don't know
Well,
if that.
I am. People are still on my dick about shit when it's like, look, said I said what I apparently human beings aren't allowed to change their mind about scenarios or human beings when they learn more.
Sure, they are.
You
As
know,
the facts change,
no, we're
so does
not.
your
We're not.
opinion.
We're not. We are not. I mean, I've got timelines from what I thought about someone a year and a half ago being used against me when I've already talked about that with the person that is being, they're trying to use it against me with. It's like, that is, uh, it's not fake news. It's old news that has already been dealt with, you know. It's,
Yeah,
it's just character assassination. And I
yeah,
get it. I understand. I should have known it was coming, and it's fine. There's only so many people here on YouTube whose opinions really matter to me, and I'm pretty sure most of them know the truth. So I'm not really that annoyed by it. I don't like the piling on thing because once you get like 27 people, or not 27, I'm exaggerating. Once you get like 6 or 7 people coming at you on pages where they don't the story, they don't care. That's when it's, oh my god, people grow up and get a fucking life. You
yeah.
know, I'm still trying to recover with the knee, so I have too much time online. And if I see you online more often than I am online, you don't have a life. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not
Well,
naming names. I'm not naming names. But if I come on, maybe I'm on here.
Markella,
I'm not saying names, man. But if,
Markella.
but if I come on and I go to some place that doesn't know the story, and somebody follows me there to bring up the story, or just to fucking hound me and I know them from the story, that tells me they literally have no existence. They have nothing better to do than to
Yeah.
harvest
Okay,
hatred.
okay. Take a breath.
Hatred.
Yes, I agree. But but are we shading people that live online now? Because I think a lot of people uh in
I'm
our
not shitting anybody online, shitting people for how they their life online.
Well, they pretty much live online, right? A lot of them.
Yeah, but with it, it's what you do with it. Are you doing positive things or are you harvesting hatred?
Facts. Harvesting hatred. Now that is a very pertinent statement. Let me ask you guys in the audience, man. I haven't uh I forgot what I was gonna say. Have you hit that like button, that subscribe button, the notification bell, and have you hit that share button, man? That share button is the most important button on the app. If you hit share, it'll give you a couple of options. Hit create post. Put a few words in there, like Blizzy wants to know what you think, or come say what's up to Blizzy. Hit the share button, and it will promote my channel to all the people adjacent to you in the chats, man. Do your part and help out the Blizzyverse. But my
Is that
question
the
was,
thing? Is that the thing? I need to hit the share. I just keep like thumbing it until my thumb like points up in the air all black and stuff because I thought that's never mind.
yeah, hey, don't be dropping links in my chat, Tick. But thank you. I don't want to be a part of a pyramid scheme. And but get on board now with the Blizzyverse before I blow up. I might let you be one of my minions. Like I was saying, with the whole shenanigans, bro. Most of them pretty much just live online, right? And you brought up the term harvesting hatred. That's really kind of what they do. Is that they privately plant this harvest and harvest it all winter long, and then come uh summer or whatnot, they it all blows up in their face and they end up being the victim of their own hatred, don't you think? At least here online.
Oh, I think so. I mean, a perfect example, you and I speak behind the scenes. Now, if you and I spent 2, 3 hours a day trading info on people we had that we didn't like because we felt like they betrayed us or betrayed our
Yeah.
friends, or like we couldn't trust them because they seemed two-faced to us, what would we be doing? We would be harvesting that hatred, man.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be thinking with our own minds. We would be thinking in a communal
Hold on,
environment.
hold on. Cake mix, you need to settle down, bro. If you need to go take a break, take a break. Ain't nobody attacking you or even talking to you. You're drunk and you're tripping, but you're talking shit, and I don't understand why. Nobody's attacking you, fool. Nobody's even mad at you. Nobody's even like we're over here talking about something completely different. Has nothing to do with you. We're talking about Mel's minions. Uh, we don't think that you are one of the people that does that. Wrong by. Okay. I'm sorry, but I don't gossip and I don't take no stupid shit.
I
That's
owe
two
you.
things I don't
I owe
do.
you. I owe you cake mix apology from other. I'm a ranch in a couple other places, and in one of the places, they like basically what they want from me is they want me to click on everybody that shows up and give all the info I can find on them. And I accidentally brought that over here. I was not trying to attack you, Cake Mix. I was not trying to accuse you of anything. I am sorry. And I'm
There you
sorry.
go.
I'm sorry if I was shitty to one of your mods, man. That was not my
Nah,
intent.
no, you're good. Cake Mix is my homie, man. That's my dog, but he gets drunk and silly too, and hopefully he'll come tomorrow with his apology, and then I can apologize to him for being mean. But for now, he's tripping on me for no reason.
I
But
hope you nobly apologize right now, Cake Mix. I'm sorry I made you feel uncomfortable. It was not my intent.
you see,
That was
and look,
not
look,
my aim.
I just want to prove a point, and this is no shade to anybody. I'm just using Viato as a perfect example. This is the way we operate here at Blind Spot. Is I don't let Ruck tell me to cancel Cake Mix. I don't let Cake Mix tell me to cancel Ruck. So like everybody always has an even playing field here. You can come and say your piece, but you still do have to respect the premises also. What do you call it? But just, dude, I don't tolerate gossip from anybody. I don't even let my chick sit and tell me who she don't like. Penelope don't do it, but even before when she would, Penelope would tell me, "Oh well, this, and that," and I cannot stand gossip, bro. Like I can't stand it. I have participated in occasion, like if I'm passionate about something or fired up, I will talk smack, and then it's crazy because when you complain about something, people always gossip back to you. You know what I mean?
Me? Oh, yeah. I can't open my mouth without it coming back at me.
Huh?
So, were you talking to me or
Yeah.
sorry? Yeah, no, I can't open my mouth without it coming back at me at some point. If you look at what we just saw on NPCs last night,
Yeah.
um, I was I was not surprised that I was on the menu. I was more surprised by exactly how much time was wasted on me.
What time was? I thought that way less time than I expected was talked about you.
Well, some 30-minute openings, approximately 11 minutes of it were wasted on me. Really? Really?
Oh wow.
You're going to waste that much time on video clips of me assassinating my character so no one ever wants to trust me with any information again versus what you were supposed to be there for, which was a fight with Resto. But it's okay. It's cool. I understand it. I get it. Mel feels betrayed. A lot of people feel betrayed.
You
My,
think she feels betrayed
my
by you?
my truth is sometimes you learn enough about people and about situations where your opinion changes.
No doubt.
That
No doubt
doesn't
about
make
it.
you fair. It means if you look at the timeline, which no one wants to deal with, if you look at the timeline, you can see when my opinions and feelings changed.
Okay,
And you
well
can
then I have to
probably
challenge you.
figure out why.
I have to challenge what you're saying, Ruck, with this is what do you learn from that?
What I learned from that is right now, I shouldn't be talking this much. I talk too much.
Uh
I came in
Absolutely.
I came in stupid. I
You
talk too
don't
much.
even let people stop you from doing your own damage to yourself sometimes. Like there have been times I've tempted to cut you off when you don't let me. But check this out. In my opinion, the main thing that you could take away from that is, this is the way I learned not to gossip, is exactly what you're talking about, because I learned that it's better in the next scenario not to speak on that person before I have a established opinion about them. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely correct. Yes, sir. You are absolutely correct. Because I have found myself having to go to people saying, you know what, I was wrong.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. 1000%.
And that's just for you audience members that choose to take the wise man's route and learn from another person's mistake. That's a little nugget for you. But I actually learned that during my marriage, bro, because I would get mad at when I was married, I would get mad at my ex-wife, and I would go to one of my sisters or one of my friends that were chicks, and I would complain about her. But then I would end up forgiving her, and they would stay hating her for the rest of their fucking life. And it eventually hit me like, dude, you can forgive a person. They are gonna forever have the idea that you put like, and I'm over here telling them the worst things I can think of about her and shit. And I eventually learned, you know what? It's better not to tell people anything negative about another person. Like, in all honesty, even if you feel that way, it's just better not even to put it out into the ether, in my opinion. But I mean, gossip is one of those things that's never gonna go away. People do it out of not just not being present of mind, or people do it because that's how they cope with stuff. It's not ever gonna go away. Do you think?
Well, actually, spitting a lot of truth at me, and I respect it, and you're right. And I'm starting to think about why and how certain choices, certain behaviors came about, and I think, um, honestly, to be honest, back in the theater days, knowledge was power. You had to gently, but it was weld. It was wielded. I'm not gonna lie. And gossip became perhaps as much of a weapon as it was a defense mechanism. And think I think I accidentally let some of that bullshit into this YouTube world when I didn't realize that I was sliding into that. So, yeah, it's been a huge wake up call. It's been a huge wake up call.
Hell yeah. Well, salute to you for being able to be vulnerable and honest enough to share that with us, bro.
I'm
I mean,
not
it's
here to
not.
lie. To
Uh,
lie.
uh,
I learn,
you're one
and
of the
I'm here to
few.
learn.
You're one of the few, because most people are here to lie. That's the thing too, bro. There's a movie called Donnie Darko. If you ever get the chance to watch Donnie Darko, have you seen it?
No, I have not seen it.
Oh, dude, you have to watch it, bro. Like today, I think it's free on YouTube with the ads. Please, dog, watch it as soon as we hang up. It is one of the most greatest movies you ever. And my Christian name is Gerald. My real name is Gerald. In that movie, it's so cool because this dude's name is Donnie, and there's this like crazy infomercial dude trying to sell like this. Oh, tight! Cake Mix has seen it. Right on. Yeah, Jake, was that Jake Gyllenhaal's first movie? But it's a sick movie, dude. But in the movie, the dude Donnie goes to that seminar, and the dude's like, "What's your name?" And he stands up and he's like, "My name is Gerald." And it never explains why he said that or what, dude. One day my little brother just came over to my house and was like, "Hey, bro, you seen that movie Donnie Darko?" He's like, he said his real name is Gerald. But in that movie, dude, he's having a conversation with his dad at this certain point, and the dad is telling him, "Don't ever be anything but real, dude." And I don't remember exactly how he phrases it, but he says, "In the end, you just got to look around and see all the people that you're being fake to. They're all full of shit. So why are you gonna be less of yourself to please a bunch of people that are full of shit anyway?" And it's like, dude, none of these people have the right to judge you because they themselves have shit. You know what I mean? That was a long soliloquy, but hopefully you got what I was saying.
I get what you're saying. I do. I get what you're saying 100%. I wanted to reach out to Cake Mix and try to apologize. Like, Mix, I'm just suspicious. I've been under fire for a while. So everywhere I go, if I have a ranch, I'm going to see who's there. It's not personal. I apologize, Cake Mix.
Hell yeah, good shit, Rock. That's a solid apology. I think I'm gonna do a video just sending love to all my mods, man. Salute to Snowfire, salute to Commander Alpha Turkey, salute to who else? Jen, the wonderful, beautiful, amazing Jen. salute to all y'all guys. I don't give y'all enough love, man. I don't ever like do anything to just like show y'all that y'all are the bee's knees. Oh, it is Patrick Swayze. That's the infomercial guy. It is Patrick Swayze. That movie is, dude. That movie is so rad, dude. Yes, the Blizzyverse. Salute to the Blizzyverse, man. I love y'all guys, but there's also some crazy, creepy weirdos out there too, man. Y'all stay the F away from me. Hey, and dude, I was going to cover the Mel and Resto thing that happened on NPCs, but it was way more boring and stupid than I had thought it was gonna be. It honestly was just pointless, dude. It was just stupid. And by the time it came time, I didn't even want to get up there, bro. I don't know if you could see that I was very irritated, but I couldn't stand to see Mel up there lying straight to Stone's face and thinking that nobody's gonna come call her bluff. You know what I mean? And I do. You know what the funny thing is, dude, is that I learned my lesson about talking to people without having my fucking voice recorder on. Anytime that I talk to somebody that's not like a ironclad in stone friend, I'm recording that shit. So I 100% have proof of Mel gossiping on Stone.
One thing I have going for me is I won't say anything about you. I will not say and explain to you.
Same here.
That's like the one leg I have to stand on in all of this bullshit.
That's good. That's a good way to be. But I prefer to I don't see any point in saying it if I'm saying it to a third party. Like I would much rather talk shit directly to somebody than about them.
Well, in my defense, initially I was basically I couldn't go anywhere after the play. And Mel's um I guess they call it apology, but to me the whole truth did not come out at that point, and there were a lot of people out there who I respected that were trying to call me out wanting my side of the story. And if I had it to do over again, I probably would have just walked away from Facebook. I mean, from YouTube, and just said, well, this was a learning experience. I don't want to play. But there were some people who I respected and some people who I wanted more of in terms of, I wanted their entertainment. I wanted to see them. I might have wanted to perhaps be part of their channel or whatever. So I broke down and I told the truth. That was the worst thing I ever done, because once that started, people wanted to know more. And my integrity was challenged if I would not give more. It's like, well, you already told us this. Why won't you tell us that?
That's
You
exactly
know,
what
and
happened
I
to our
got
friend
played.
Meg.
I got played. I got fucking played like a
You played
fiddle,
yourself.
dude. Yeah, I did. I did. I
That's
should
what
have
happened
just
to
kept my
Megan.
damn mouth shut.
Well, let me ask you this though, because we still needed you to do that to get where we are. Do you honestly, when you said that's the worst mistake you could have made, do you really think you would be better off if you wouldn't have done that? I think because I did look.
I'd be long gone by now, and I wouldn't. I people would have gone, "Oh, who? Yeah, I remember him," but I'd have been gone by now.
Check this out.
I wouldn't still have to walk into some place and say someone, "Oh, I know this guy. I don't know if I trust him." I mean, I put myself in this position.
I think it would have just been postponed. Check it out. There's uh a friend of the channel, kind of on and off, Alien. I don't know if you've heard of her, but when I first met her, I met her through she was on a secret account. And this account, dude, I was having long, long, long philosophical and intellectual conversations with. And she was like, I have a secret and I am worried about it coming out and this and that. And I said, well, are secrets always wrong? And she said, uh, they may not always be wrong, but secrets are always temporary. And you can might be able to control when they come out if you get ahead of it, but they're always, no matter what, they're always temporary. And I thought that was such a profound statement because it nails it, dude. Like, yeah, when you're asking somebody to keep a secret or you're holding a secret, if you remember that, then that helps you to keep track of things a whole lot more clearly of what you want to be sharing and not. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah. What you but I think maybe I might still being triggered by what we were saying prior, in the sense that to me our opinions are quite often moment to moment.
Yeah, for sure.
There are times when I think Mel is one of the sweetest people I've ever stumbled over on YouTube. And there are times when I he has devious intent. There are times when I feel Blizzy Blind is an idiot. What the fuck? Why did you get into that argument with that guy, dude? What the fuck are you thinking? And there are
Yeah.
times when I'm like, Blizzy Blind is brilliant. Now, depending on what sound clip you catch of me and how you frame it is going to influence what you think of me, right?
Okay, but let me ask you this though.
Right.
Yes, 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 you are right. But let me ask you this. Do you give other people that grace? Like, and I'm just gonna give you a small
Yes.
example of what I mean.
Yes.
If you see somebody in a chat saying Ruck is such an idiot, do you choose to
My
victimize
first,
yourself? Hold
no,
on, let me finish. Let me
my
finish.
first,
Let me finish. Hold on. Do you choose to victimize yourself and take on the position of that person hates me and forever keep that attached to them? Or do you give them that grace of what you just said and say, well, our opinion does change, and maybe that person just saw something or had that. But go ahead.
you want my answer?
Yeah.
It depends on who says it. If it's someone in the chat who I've seen randomly here and there and their opinion and whatever, I'm going to say, yes, I am quite often an idiot. And I'm going to laugh it off in chat and see where they take it from there. If it is someone who I know does not like me and is trying to influence other people's opinions in chat, I might reactive I might react more aggressively.
But if and you say you know they don't like you, you mean assume they don't like you based on other things that they said,
You
right?
know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. If one of those people says that, I'm going to react differently than I'm going to react to where if Joe Schmo, I don't know you, says that. If Joe Schmo,
Well,
I
I'm
don't know
just
you, says that, I'm going to play along with humor. If it's one of the haters we know about, I'm going to react differently.
okay. I'm not trying to press you or press your buttons or mess with you. I'm simply challenging what you're saying with this is that I never I don't think it's good for somebody to appeal to emotions that they're not willing to exercise for other people. So my thing is that you're right in what you're saying. Nothing you said is wrong. But in all those instances, the people don't know you like you know you. So 99% of them, they're just making a commentary on that moment. Like the people you think hate you don't hate you, they just don't know you. You feel what I'm saying? And
I felt what you were saying when you asked the question, and I answered it fairly accurately. If
yeah,
I don't know that, if I don't know them, I don't react to them with hatred. I react to them with a sense of humor. I
you said
say yes,
aggression.
and no, I did not. I said I only respond with aggression if it's someone that I know already hates me and they come at me
Yeah,
with
okay, you're right.
aggression.
You're right.
Stop
You're right.
it, Blinds.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not in an argumentative state. I'm feeling very good, but I see that I'm still with you in the conversation. I'm still trying to have it with you because I know that
No, dude, you're trying to get me to stupid. Quit it.
no. Why would I want to do that? You say stupid shit all the time. I'm trying to get you to say something smart. I'm just playing. I'm just
You're
fucking with
barking
you.
up the wrong tree if that's what you're looking for, bro.
No. I'm not looking for anything, bro. I killed my expectations from people online a long time ago. You want to know, dude, what I think is I think life is a big circle and all things come back around to the beginning, bro. All things go full circle. And when I came to the internet, I was a very respected, very intelligent person. Well, I went through this circle of being an idiot and a dumbass and a clown and all that shit. And I think I'm finally circling back around to establishing my true uh how what I am here on the internet. And
You a dumbass and a clown. Don't kid yourself.
no doubt about it. But I also have some knowledge that nobody else has, just like you do, just like other people do. But I feel like that was never respected about me before. But now it's starting to be. You know what I mean? I mean, dude, the talent is articulating your thoughts and emotions, but everybody has like you asked earlier if the human experience was unique, and I said no, but I want to clarify
I
as
did
I
not
think
ask that. You did.
no, remember you you said you asked me, and I was like no, absolutely not. Like they're the same. But either way, whichever one of us asks, my more thought through answer is that it is unique, but it isn't also. I think you can generalize everything. Like you can put everything into a general category, but when you get down to like the nuts and bolts, there are very unique, extremely unique, borderline incredible and amazing experiences in each individual
So,
person's lifetime.
so so are we both agreeing that individual circumstances can be unique, but
Yeah.
when tried to share as part of the human experience, it gets lumped into the stories already been told, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. But also, though, I do want to make the caveat that I think there's a line that you should make between what people have experienced versus what people have documented. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think you're absolutely right there. And I think something that also needs to come into consideration is how well are or how eloquently or effectively are people capable of sharing their story without us already jumping to the end. Okay, let's be honest with each other.
Yeah,
As soon as someone starts to tell us something, we start jumping to the end. And as soon as we
yeah,
get to the end, we're waiting for the story to fulfill our expectations
yeah.
upon its arrival. And that's just something we all do. It's a truth.
And that's a
So
patient. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, you my point. You knew what I was trying to say. So we're good.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's a patience exercise that all of us can work on, but that's not inherently a bad thing. That comes from thinking. That actually is. I had done a video on tools that you can use to exercise your intellect and become a genius. And one of the most common things about the geniuses that we've documented throughout history is that they didn't look at scenarios in pieces. Like they always, instead of like let's say a page of a story, or let's say a chapter, they didn't look at each word necessarily. They always tried to see the big picture, the whole chapter.
Sound like
Or
a act when you kind of like
uh,
it.
do what? Your mic cut out.
I said you sound like a fucking acting student when you talk like this. Quit it.
I am an acting student. What are you trying to say? But yeah, not a very good one yet, but I will be. But yeah, so we can't just tell ourselves to kill that within us, like, because when, dude, wrestler, perfect example of what I was gonna say is I always used to ask myself, how do our wires get crossed so freaking often? Like I'm talking plain as day to him, he's talking plain as day to me. But the thing is that with each word, we're both understanding what each other's saying, but we're both visualizing what the broader point of it is. And sometimes we don't take the time to go through the steps of how we got there. We just address the broader point before the other person gets to it. And that's what would cause, once I understood that, I learned how to communicate with the rest of it a lot more effectively. But what do you call it?
Can I ask a
Yeah.
dynamic? Okay, usually when I show up and you're there and that's happening, there's what around six, usually 4 to 6, maybe 8 people on panel and another 8 to 12 in chat. How many people do you think Resla is trying to address and or influence versus how many people are you trying to reach and influence when you're interacting with him? I'm
That's
not
a
I
very
Yeah, to me this question just hit me. I'm like, wow. When I'm up there talking to Resla, I'm trying to talk to Resla and 3 other people on panel, or maybe 6 other people on panel. While Resla is trying to talk to all of us on panel and everybody else in chat. Maybe he's thinking chess match while I'm thinking checkers, you know?
yeah. I mean, in my opinion, and this is just purely my opinion, I don't know. Russell would have to answer that for himself. But I honestly, in those conversations where we get bogged down and locked in like that, I think that both of us are concerned with teaching the other a certain thing, and that's all. At least for myself,
You're both very competitive. Whether you want to admit it or not, you hate losing, and so does he.
yes, yes, of course. And I don't like to admit that. That's a very ugly quality to have, but I am very extremely competitive. Uh, and the way I quiet that is by I'm only competitive if I compete. Like a lot of these people aren't even in competition with me, or I'm not in competition with them, so I don't even bother thinking of it that way. But if I do put myself in that, I do want to win, absolutely. And wrestling thinks,
You just said something that I promise I don't want to use it against you, but it might slip out. You just said I'm not even competitive unless I compete. Come on, bro.
exactly. Do you not understand what I mean by that?
We know that that's who we are. I ain't even mean it until I mean it, right?
No, no. Think of it more like this though: is uh, if you're watching a football game, you know how there's people that get all fired up for the football game and fucking scream in each other's face and all that just from being a spectator. I'm not one of those people. I won't. I my blood pressure don't get up, my heart don't beat any faster. I could not care less about what somebody else is doing. But if I'm in the game, you bet your ass like I will break my own self to win anything that I'm competing in.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Does that make
When you
better sense?
when you're
Because
in, you're all in. I get that.
yeah, yeah. So you're right though. The way I said it was kind of silly because of course you're right. That's everybody. But I'm smarter than wrestler, bro. I know that shit. That's the point.
Really? I'm not gonna have that conversation with anybody. Really?
Well, cause I know that
Uh,
that's what
stop,
wrestlers thinking
stop it.
is
No, if
wrestlers.
to get restless attention, that's between you and him. I'm not having this discussion with
Oh
you.
yeah. My bad, bro. I know that all. I love wrestler, dog. Everybody knows how much I think wrestler is the coolest dude, man. So I don't want that to even get twisted up over here. But I dog on everybody. I make jokes and stuff. Blind, are you straight yet? No, not yet. Why? Are you crooked? But yeah, I love wrestler. That's my dog, man. And since like in probably the last few months, uh basically like since I learned what I was telling you, the communication has been a lot more easy. And dude, I used to make such a mountain out of a molehill with everything when I first came to the internet. And even I'll say up until the beginning of this last year. Like the beginning of this last year when I learned everything I learned about the AI and stuff, like that really changed the whole course of my life, dude. It taught me how to not sweat the small stuff, you know? And for those of you guys that are in here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit the share, hit that notification bell, man. That share button, that's the freest, most important button that you can ever exercise, man. Hit that share button, it'll give you a couple of options. Hit create post, put anything in there. Put Blizzy wants to know what you think. Come say what's up in the Blizzyverse. Your mother was a lizard. Put whatever you want in there. Hit create post, hit send, hit sign. There we go, and you've done your job for the day. Thank you. Oh my God, you're still crying about that, Whitney? That was like forever ago. I apologize to you already. You're gonna make me take back my apology. Good grief. Penelope don't troll me. Penelope loves me. What are you talking about? But that's neither here nor there. Your mother was a lizard. That comes from that movie Willow. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that movie Willow, but it's about a midget. It's about a little bitty baby midget, and this little bitty baby midget lived in Lord of the Rings land. I think that's that movie. I didn't realize was like. No, Rock, I was not an asshole to her. I've actually been very nice to her considering all the shit she says about me. She hangs out with the person that's
Bro, bro, you leave a behind on YouTube and you say it's not my fault I hurt them. Yeah, it's your fault, dude. It's your fault.
no, bro, that's bull shit. Because I don't even mess with these hoes. No, and uh, with all due respect,
Wait a
Whitney.
wait a minute. You don't even mess with these ladies, blind.
That's why I said with all due respect, because they're not all ladies, bro. Let's be real, bro. Come on. But I don't even know none of these hoes. Lady, hoes. They're hoes, bro. With all due respect. With all due respect. I'm just keeping it a biscuit, bro. And yes, I love Penelope. Penelope is a very real, very not going anywhere part of my real life. I would let her strike everybody. I don't care. But that what you were talking about, Ruck, you know what that's from, bro? Is that's from me just being too nice,
Uh,
dog.
uh, uh,
Mm-hmm. But yeah, sometimes I'm just too nice, dude, and then it ends up getting me in trouble.
Is that what happened? You were just so nice to Danny, you accidentally fell in girl. What happened? Explain to me, bro. I'm stupid.
Huh. I
I'm confused. Never mind.
no,
You
hold
know,
on, hold
that
on.
was like
I
a
got an
speed bump.
explanation for you.
That'll buff out like a speed bump, but it's like I leave for like maybe I'm not here for 3 or 4 days or a week, and I think everything's cool. Then I come back and I hear you talking about Danny again. I'm like, I don't even know what's up with Danny.
Well,
So I get
hold
confused.
on.
I get
Okay,
confused. I'm
and
not
there's
trying to call you out. I'm
no, you
requesting
did call me out,
clarification.
asshole. What are
I'm
you talking about?
requesting clarification. I'm
Okay,
requesting
I'm going to
clarification.
clarify. Okay, I'm going to clarify. I have an answer for you, but I was reading the comments. That's why I made that sound. Whitney, you're free to think whatever you want, but Penelope is that's my shorty. I love Penelope, and she's beautiful. She's one of the most beautiful women in the world, so she don't have no reason to be jealous of anybody. Although she can be mean and she is quite toxic. I'm not gonna lie, can't front, can't stunt. But that's all I
And
gotta say about that. Now,
and for
Rut,
and for and for everyone involved, I am not Team Whitney. I do not know who you are. I started out just busting Blind's balls, but now I guess I've asked a real question. So he
yeah,
wants
she
to
hangs
answer it.
out.
Let's hear
She
this.
hangs. Whitney hangs out with my real life stalker that's legally not even supposed to be contacting me or stalking me anymore. But that ain't gonna stop
Oh,
them.
bro, I'm sorry. I this shit up. I was not
No,
drag you down
it's
this
cool.
way.
But about Carrie, okay, let me address what you're saying. Now look,
Yeah, I'm not trying to beat you up. I'm ignorant
well,
and
let me
I don't
answer.
know.
Okay, now look, you have to understand when Carrie. Okay, I'm just gonna have to explain the whole scenario now since you brought this up. Check it out. Me and Megan are besties, dog. As far as the internet goes, on offline we're close. Also, we talk. We don't haven't talked as much recently, but we
Megan is
talk.
Megs or Megan?
Yeah, Megs. Yeah, Megan.
Okay, right on. Okay.
Okay, so Megan was all like or like her she was fixated on Danny and for the meantime and I didn't know who he was, but that's where I met him was at Megan's. Well, I've known Carrie from a long time ago when I first came to the internet and I was sleuthing when I was helping out doing research for true crime channels. Carrie actually helped me to set up my first Discord because she was friends with another friend of mine. So me and Carrie knew each other. Well, when I go to Meg's and find out that this stuff with Danny's going on, Carrie tells me that what Danny is putting her through. Now, I'm at a loss at the because I'm like, well, I don't know Danny. I don't know anything about him. I have to I in order for me to have a judgment on anything, the very first thing I have to do is talk to him to see how he responds to me. Like maybe he doesn't know that you because chicks can be vague, chicks can be uh passive aggressive. I'm like, maybe Danny hasn't gotten the message. I'm giving him the full benefit of the doubt at this point. Well, I go to talk to him and he's just belligerent, talking crazy. So I'm like, okay, well that's not gonna work. Well, me and Carrie start developing a friendship and it gets to the point to where and dude at the time it was I was like I, all this me having all these girls and having all these, like that's all cap dude like I have dated one person from YouTube and it turned out to be a fucking disaster. I hate that bitch, can't stand that hoe, and other than that there is no other stuff. Well so Danny wouldn't leave Carrie alone and after us talking and getting to know each other um no, what is women's looks when I don't understand why you would say that, Whitney. I'm not even a shallow person. I'm not concerned with women's looks. I very much like to praise women when they're beautiful, but that doesn't have anything to do with the way I feel about them or what I think of them. But anyways, so with Carrie, I wasn't looking for a relationship. I had made that crystal clear over and over and over. Well, Carrie was though, and Carrie seemed to think that there would be a point to where I was healed from all the shit that had driven me away from relationships. I know that that's not ever gonna happen. Well, what do you call it? So, in order, it was the best uh, it was the best scenario to fix all the problems. Because the moment that I said that me and Carrie were now talking relationship wise, Danny laid off of her. And anybody that's looking from the outside might say he never laid off of her. That's just to what y'all see. Like he was privately going way the fuck harder than that before, and he actually stopped contacting her and stuff, and it was really the only way that could kind of be pushed into happening. So I let that be continued, or at least people saying it like as if it was because I mean, bro, I'm not ever going to Australia, and I told Carrie that I had no expectation of her coming from Australia. But what do you call it? It helped her to let the optics of that be extenuated. What do you call it? Do you worship women? Okay. But yeah, so that's the answer to that, dude. Other than that, like all the shit you hear people say about me and chicks is all cat. Dude, chicks email me, chicks hit me up on Discord, chicks hit me up on every platform. Bam. First thing they say to me, a picture of titties. First thing they say to me, an ass. First thing they say to me, whatever. Like, dude, this shit has happened to me my whole life, though, bro. Hoes have always been after me. That shit's all cap, though, dog. Penelope is a respectable woman. That's the reason why she's such a big part of my life. Other than her, though, like, I don't mess with these hoes. Yeah, I agree, Whitney. I agree. I agree with that. I mean, not all of them, of course. I'm not gonna make a judgment and say every woman that's ever done that is because I don't know what compels them to do that. But I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Yes, but the thing is, man, is that you could sit here and tell me all the worst things about Penelope. That just makes you look bad. Because, like I've already told you, I've established, I love this woman. Nothing you say is gonna change that. So like you saying bad things about her, I don't care what she did. You think I really give a shit who she unprovokingly attacked? Like seriously, do you really think that I care about that? I don't give a I don't care what she done. She could have fucking beat up 15 fucking midgets for all I give a shit. She sent her nudes to all? What do you mean? What do you mean by that, Whitney? Can you explain what you mean by that? Sending her nudes to all? Now you got my interest. Now you have piqued my interest. I don't know what you mean by that. But uh whose her own or aliens or what were you saying? I just didn't understand what you were saying when you said that. If you're talking about her sending her own private pictures out, that's her business shit. I mean, yeah, that's not none of my business. That's between her and whoever that happened with. But I thought you were saying that she had like hacked alien and or not hacked, but like gotten a hold of aliens and put hers up. But yeah, I don't. We're all grown ups, man. Everybody's sending nudes to everybody. Shit. It's the only way you can have a moment of intimacy in a fucking digital world, apparently. All right, what are your thoughts, Rook? Help me out, bro, because I'm probably just digging. And I actually don't. I don't have an issue with you,
My
Whitney.
thoughts.
Yeah, please.
I think you should clear
Not
your
about
mind with the
me.
Whitney thing. I know. I think you should clear your mind with the Whitney thing and spit that out because I'm going to be backtracking for humor. So go ahead and handle your Whitney stuff.
Okay. Yeah. W- just so you know, I wasn't asking for advice or anything. I was just asking for your thoughts on everything going on. But yeah, Whitney, all that stuff makes her hot to me. Like when Penelope terrorizes somebody, I think that's hot. Yes, I'm toxic. I'm fucked up in the head, but yeah, I think it's hot, man. I like tough women. I like women so
Question.
strong.
Question.
Yeah,
Penelope, I hope you're here because if I'm speaking out of line, please, Penelope, correct me. But Penelope's kind of a brat, and I think that's part of the attraction, buddy.
of course. I love stuck up women. I love mean women. I love women that are not easily accessible. I mean, and I get that, Whitney, but it's already done and
Now
over.
you need to know. Wait a minute. Not easily. Now, does that mean long distance?
No. No, no, no. Emotionally, I'm not talking about long. This is the thing too, though. For the meantime, that is to my benefit, bro. Like that's what people don't understand is that I don't want a fucking wife right now. I don't want a full-time fucking headache right now. You know what I mean?
I
Doxing is weak.
I want to play along and say yes, and I want to bullshit. Say why is she the first 20 minutes of your stream 2 nights a week?
Penelope, I love Penelope.
Well, don't say what you don't want this headache, and
I don't want a full-time headache.
okay, you only want a part-time headache. Okay, I get
Exactly.
it. I get
Does
you.
that
All right,
is
all
that
right.
not what a relationship is? That's what a
Okay.
relationship is,
Well,
right?
maybe this is a really good topic. Maybe this is you're like maybe you should have a stream about this. Full-time headache, part-time headache. Let's talk relationships. Who knows, bro? Maybe this is
That's
a
a
good
good.
topic
You know what? Let me. I need to put that in my fucking organizer. Hold on.
because
That's
I'm gonna spit this out right now, and I think my wife would probably admit if I put the headphones and the microphone on her if she was awake. I'm gonna say to me, she's a part-time headache, and it's a very small part-time. Most of the time, it's all about my appreciation, my love, and my admiration of her. But there is that certain percentage was like, honey, I love you, but you're a goddamn headache.
exactly.
Now, to be fair, I think I am a much larger part-time headache for her than she is for me, and or I might be bordering on full-time headache. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Well, uh, to me, I no matter how gracious, no matter how amazing, no matter how wonderful your partner is, if you're in a full-time relationship, it is a full-time headache. And if the better the woman is to you, the less the more the headache lessens. So like a good woman can have that headache be lessened, but it's always a fucking headache compared to
I
single life.
disagree. I disagree, man. I disagree. I don't think the headache is full time. It's not for me. It's really not.
I mean, I wish that I could say I had that experience, bro. Every woman I've ever been with, or let me say this, it it doesn't start out as that because I'm a romantic, bro. I believe in love and all that other shit. Like I am the most one of the most romantic people you'll ever meet. Like I fucking the idea of
Your
love,
best
dude,
friend
is
is ever your most trusted friend.
huh? Your microphone
It
cut out.
is your lover your most trusted friend.
Should be, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So we're starting in my opinion, we're starting out on the right feet. Here we go. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's the thing is that I believe in full and complete partnership. I believe that you should tell your lover or your whatever. I say lover because that's the best way to put it into a bubble or a box of what I mean. But you should tell them everything. Everything. If you tell them everything honestly, and they get a chance to connect to your spirit, and you get a chance to connect to their spirit, then it. But the thing is, bro, is that somebody's always holding something back or holding something secret or having some ill, fucked up intentions that messes it up. So there's no way to have it. Like the idea sounds good and stuff, but it doesn't exist in pragmatically. But yeah,
Interesting
they
point.
made
An interesting point here, considering I've been with the same woman for 30 years, coming up on our 27th wedding anniversary on Halloween. Um,
congrats.
it's part of me agrees with you. There are still, I suspect, a couple secrets here and there. But to tell you the truth, with what we've been through, I don't need to know.
But okay, great.
She's chosen to be with me for, what, 3 decades now. So if there, I mean, we found each other's secrets. All the truth is out there. And if we can forgive each other and ourselves and still move forward, yeah.
Okay, but
But
let me make
that
a
being
broader
said,
point.
let me finish. Let me finish this. That being said, I do hear what you're saying. You can always sniff out that there is still something there, some secret. I get you. I hear what you're saying.
When it's there, exactly. This is my thing though, is and this is my whole point is you're absolutely right. You don't need to know, and you're not even entitled to know because everyone is entitled to their privacy. But let me ask you this: can't you say without hesitation that she could probably tell you, and you wouldn't even have an issue? Like no matter what it is, bro.
At
Like
this
she,
point, at
yeah.
this point, oh, most definitely. If she said,
So
yeah, that there's nothing she could say that's going to change how I feel about her now.
exactly. So
It's not going to change.
my point is like, why do we still do that? Like, cause if
Insecurity. People are scared. We're all still scared. We're all
man,
still insecure.
as horrible of a thing to say as that is, Whitney, that is an awful thing to say to me. But I agree with you, so I can't really be mad at you for saying it. But it is that's a terrible thing to tell somebody, man. Just I know that you're like
Love can't be
supposedly,
found. Love cannot be found. It has to be discovered.
nice. But yeah, as much as you say you're like a good person and shit like that, you probably shouldn't tell anybody else that. That's a terrible thing to say to somebody. But I agree. But I do have Penelope, which I love. I just don't think I'll ever have the whole like picket fence and two cars and a dog and or two kids and a dog or whatever they say. But so what? Poke your butt.
You don't really want that. That's not what you want. Like,
It was.
I disagree. Think you wanted the availability of that. I don't think that's what really.
I don't know, bro. When I was married, like that was like I always everybody I know in real life always says, yeah, Donnie's a family man that don't got no family. But yeah, I get it.
I have questions for you that might get the viewers, but I'm not trying to put you on a frying pan. So
Nah,
I'm
shit, I
afraid that
love the frying pan. I love the frying pan. Hit me up.
you
What you got?
sure? All right,
Yeah, hell yeah.
When you were a family man, when you were raised in a family, were you still dabbling in
Was
the?
that still?
Were you still dabbling?
Oh, okay.
Were you still playing with
As,
the something or the maybe someone? Either way, were you still dabbling?
um,
You already
well,
answered.
the answer,
Yeah,
no, it's
you already answered me. Go move on.
hold on, because
So
it's more of a complex answer than just yes or no. Because I
well,
have to
no,
say this.
I already know you couldn't step out because of the circumstances. That's all you say. I'm have to push
No,
dirty
that's
proof.
not the answer though.
All right.
That's not the answer. The answer is that I was a model husband, bro. Working 2 jobs, had my own house, 3 whips. Uh, dude, I was a model husband until I found out that my ex-wife was fucking everybody I knew. And something in me literally died, bro. And I just started fucking all her friends or any chick that she knew. And it turned me
Back up for a
into,
Can we back for a second? We get
yeah,
to take a breath. Take a breath because I'm gonna backtrack for a minute and ask you
let's go.
questions that are not about the heartbreak. I'm gonna ask you questions about the machine that you were feeding. Why
Yeah.
did you have to have 3 whips? 2 weren't enough, and I'm not trying to bust your balls. I'm asking. I don't know the dynamics
Yeah, no,
about your scenario.
it wasn't
So,
about
like,
have to.
were you living in a place where it's all about the shine? I gotta have shiny, or was
No,
it
it's
like,
about
no,
toys.
I'm grinding, and this is what we have so far,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
It wasn't neither one of those. It was about toys. Like those were the toys that me and my brothers always chose to have was vehicles. Like we would fix cars up, mess with cars, race cars, all of that. So that was just I was just saying that as a marker of what I provided at her disposal to have fun with or to use to go out or whatever. Like I literally didn't question anything she did, bro. I thought she was a perfect angel. I thought she was perfect. And I barbecued on the weekends for her. I fucking cooked dinner every day. I cleaned the house and worked. I did everything, bro. Everything a fucking uh dude is supposed to do. And then once I found out she fucked one of my brothers, I was like, what? And then the information just started pouring in, bro. Like people that I didn't even fucking hadn't seen in 3 years were coming by to tell me that they fucked my chick. It was pretty fucked up. But it changed the way that I realized that that's the way women are, bro. Like women will take the what's right now over what's important, over God, over whatever. If it makes them feel good right now, they'll take that shit over everything.
I'm not trying to call you out. Forgive me, I'm coughing. Yeah, took a bong in. So yeah, I'm harvest stacking, but I'm not trying to call you out. But I still kind of feel like there was no lifestyle involved in these choices. There was no like we we tend to behave a certain way involved in the choices that were being made.
I mean,
And
what
you
do you
and
mean? We
like
were
make
young.
like all right, I'm not sure how to say this because I don't want to insult anybody involved. But do we really expect each other to change our behavior just because we had a ceremony with a white dress and a tuxedo and a ring and a baby? Do we really think that all of a sudden we're going to be a person? Or is
Bro,
there a
I
certain
got
amount of time involved? And I'm saying I'm not challenging you. I'm just looking
I
back.
know, and I'm answering you.
I'm confused. Help me
Well,
understand. I appreciate
we got married at 14 years old. So the thing is that like there was none of that. We didn't even, neither one of us even knew anything about relationships, about any of it. It was just I know what the Bible and my family and the world tells me a husband is a good husband does, and she had the same thing for a wife. And like, but we didn't have any kind of I never, dude, the thought of like, yeah, everybody needs to get partying out of their system like once in their lifetime and all that shit had never even entered my fucking consciousness. Like, I thought, okay, now we're married. Now I need to do what husbands do. And I thought that she took it the exact same level of seriousness. The thing was, though, is that my brother got cancer. I ended up taking care of my brother for the last 4 years of his life, and me being absent from our relationship drove us right apart. Does that make any sense? But yeah, I mean, that's the best I can answer. That is that we were just so young that we hadn't really thought about that.
I get it. I get it. I understand. I have 1,000 opinions about that, but it's
No, give them to me.
that's no, that's my bullshit. My opinions about that are my bullshit. You
Well,
know?
tell me. I'm open to
No, it's
hearing
not.
them.
It's not judgmental on you. It's more about my opinions on that are when I was in junior high school, there was a girl that got pregnant. When I was in high school, we had a teacher impregnate a girl. When I was in high school, one of the male basketball coaches of the girls' high school basketball team was dating one of the basketball players on that team. I mean, I saw a lot of young pregnancy in an area where it was rather uncommon. So, um, while I saw a lot of people around me trying to make judgments about it, to me, it's like, oh, wow. So this thing between my leg really works good. I wasn't making judgment. I was just like, I better be careful how I wield this shit. And me, to be perfectly honest, I never wanted the responsibility of being a father.
Oh
So,
wow.
I never wanted that responsibility. I never, my father didn't want me. My stepfather didn't like me. I was the redheaded stepchild, all that bullshit. I never wanted a kid because I knew I had a temper problem and I was afraid I would take it out on a kid or on the wife, the mother or something. So I always had to be in the gym or in the choir singing or on the football field or on the rugby pitch or on the wrestling mat. I had to be like not home to be around that fucking bullshit that was at home. And I had a lot to get out on other people. So that's why I went to boxing, wrestling, football, rugby, all the track sports. I didn't want to go home. And if there was a way to try to get whatever that thing was inside that was filling me with rage and pain and hurt, if there was any way I could get it out, I was going to do it. But I was a nice guy. You know, I took girls out on dates. I never put my hand where it didn't belong unless I knew I was supposed to do that or it was the right time. I'm not saying I didn't have game. I'm just saying I never took my aggressive need to blah, out on women that way. I always did it in the sports environment, or I would do it on
Hold
stage.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I don't want anybody blocked in my chat. Anybody. None of you are here full time. None of y'all need to be blocking anybody. Do not. If I want somebody blocked, I will block them. Please, guys. Y'all, don't block anybody in the chat. But my bad. Were you done with that statement, because I did want to say something about that.
No, go ahead, bro. Please.
Uh, That's very interesting, bro, because I've always been captivated with the concept of that kind of anger, bro. Like my dad was angry to the point to where I feel like it's what killed him, but I feel so opposite to what you just said right now. It's insane. Cause okay, I am my dad's namesake. Out of all my brothers and sisters, I'm the youngest boy, but I happen to be the one that got my dad's name. Well, uh, one side of my family has no boys, and the other side of my family I'm not named after. Well, I was expected to have a kid immediately. So like dude, like for as far back as I can remember, my whole life I thought I can't wait until I have a kid so that I can do this, and this and that. Well, I probably tried for like a year in my marriage, and things weren't looking bad or anything. We just hadn't it hadn't happened yet, and then like everything happened, and I just stopped. I never again attempted to have a kid. But at one point in my life, dude, I did go visit my hometown, and I met this girl on the beach, beautiful girl. We spent one night together. I came back over here to where I live now, the city I live in now, and she ended up calling me like a month or two later, telling me she was pregnant. And I was like, "Well, it ain't mine." And she was like, "No, it is." Well, I'm like, "Well, just in case." I mean, I don't believe her that it is. I don't know, but just in case it is, I'm gonna take care of her during her pregnancy. So we didn't start dating or anything, but I started paying for everything, going to visits and stuff like that. Well, as often as I could, considering we lived far apart. Well, it gets to the point to where she starts telling me how much she don't want to have a kid. And dude, this is like what I have lived for at this point, like up to this point, or at least for my memorable childhood years. Like always, everything I did was based on that and or with that in mind. And I told her at some point after she told me all these times of not wanting to have it and stuff, I said, "Look, I said I'll give you $12,000 was like a whole month's pay or like maybe a couple of months pay. I don't remember how much, but it was what I knew I could get my hands on. I was like, I'll give you $12,000. You just sign over the kid to me. I'm the dad, so you know. And I was willing. I knew there was a chance I wasn't. Maybe not. I wasn't even concerned with that. I was like, I want to have full custody of the kid, and you can just go on with your life, and you'll have this chunk of money to do that with. And I was literally like the happiest I think I've ever been in my life, thinking that I finally had a kid. I was gonna get to have the kid, and me and the kid, I would be able to raise the kid together. The kid could be uh, my companion for the rest of life, at least until they're grown enough to start their own life, and I can wish them well, and they can start their adventure. Well, the day that she has the kid, she decides that she wants to keep it. So we went through a little battle, dude, and it ended up not being mine after all. Well, like just a little statement on how you were saying that you didn't want to be like that's honestly, bro, to me, there is no higher accomplishment than being a father. Like that is the peak of life and I mean, I still have a
Convinced
few years,
that
huh?
convinced you of that.
It's just what I've always known. Because what is there greater than a man, bro? I
Why
mean, God.
why do you walk upon this earth trying to prepare to greatness? You're
What?
confusing me right here. What is there greater than man? Why do we walk this earth with questions like that? I'm sorry, I'm not
Why
that smart.
question
I'm not
that
that
though?
smart. I'm not
I don't
that
understand.
smart.
Well, you're
I
not
don't
that
ask
dumb.
myself
That's an
questions like
easy
that.
cop
I'm
out.
not that smart.
That you're not that dumb, so I'm not gonna let you off the hook that easily. But why question that? It's a simple question. You said what made me feel that way? Well, because we aspire to greatness as humans. That is just in
No,
our
that was
DNA.
not that was my initial interruption. My initial interruption was um my parents were all about reproduction too, but somehow I missed out on the feeling that I needed to or that I even wanted to. For me, I went more through the dynamics of is this if this is what it's not contributing to this nonsense. So we both come from entirely different views about what it
Yeah.
might be like to be a father.
Oh
I
well,
have,
let me say
I
this
have,
too.
no, wait. Let me say this. I have played the stepdad role. I almost said my name, step Dawn role. I played the stepdad role in relationships for periods of time, but to be honest, I never wanted the responsibility that you want. To me, this is like foreign country. Educate me, dude.
Well, dude, that's so, and it's mind blowing to me because I'm realizing that you're right, that isn't. I always think that that's natural, but this is the part of the story that you probably don't are missing is I had level 10 on the bad meter childhood, bro. Like literally, not even things that I'm willing to discuss. But the whole time during my childhood, dude, the one thing that helped me get through everything, believe it or not, and I have no idea where this thought was planted, was I can't wait to have a kid so that I can do things differently. Like I can't wait to have a kid because I'll never do this to my kid. I can't wait to have a kid because I'll never let him experience this. So that kind of became ingrained in my personality of I can't wait. Like almost every fucking thought I had for the longest time was I can't wait till I have a kid at the beginning of it. You know what I mean?
Yes, in fact, I was down and can't wait kid because yeah, you, your reaction to okay, everybody here knows we both shared. We came ducks. Okay, we had shitty times as kids. We got our asses whooped when we didn't deserve to. I think I can say that for both of us.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
um, your reaction to the abuse is, I want to get it right. I want to do it right. I want to
Yeah.
show that I can rise above this and do it better and be a better man. My reaction was, you know what? I am so fucking broken and angry. I don't even trust myself. I am not going to perpetuate because I understand my family history, I understand my family tree, I understand all the abuse, all shit. It's like I know who I am and I know my aim. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I am not going to. I might try it as a stepdad, and I tried it. And the first time I like really felt myself saying like, no, this is not me. I exited the relationship. There was no bad day. There was nothing bad happened. I recognized it before it happened. But I know I am not that person. I am too selfish. I want what I want. And if I can't do what I want because I have a responsibility that's going to stop me, I'm going to be mad at that responsibility that is stopping me. So I have always made life choices. So those responsibilities do not stop me. Does that make any sense?
So yeah, and I relate to that in my later years, bro. But and not to say that you were wrong, but just to like give more insight onto my feelings. It wasn't necessarily of like being greater or being better than that or anything. It was mostly because I had nobody to look to for escape, and I always looked at it as if I have a kid, like that's a mini version of me, and I get to like if he is ever hurting, I get to come in and rescue them because like I knew how profoundly grateful I would have been if I would have, and I'm not putting it on nobody, bro. I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus and say that anybody did anything. I'm just saying my circumstances were fucking trash, bro. And I literally started. as far behind as a human can, and including like three uh three full on dying experiences before I was 5 years old. What do you call it? Uh but it was always based about the kid. Like it was always like this human life that you get to create and then raise and love and bro, a human being is like the most amazing thing, dog. Like they will love you to the end. Like I mean, as we know, like people love each other. We love
We
our
are
parents.
what's wrong. We are what's wrong with the planet. I would rather
But we're the
raise 12 dogs in my lifetime.
that's psychotic, bro. We're the only reason the planet's important. If the planet was a planet full of dogs, nobody would give a fuck. Like to say that dogs
But
are more important than
now, look what we're doing to the planet.
yeah, but it's our. I mean, and
We're getting
we're
we're
humans.
getting right. This is a different this great topic. Who's better, man or beast?
Fuck animals.
This could be a whole chat one night. I didn't mean to sidetrack you. My bad.
No, that's a good because I was starting to think about bullshit, but that's a good topic. I think anybody that says that they like animals more than human beings is borderline psychotic.
If they mean it, yeah, it makes for a good argument, though.
Yeah,
It
but a
makes
lot
for
of
a
people
good
do.
debate. But I mean, like, if they really mean it, it makes me question their intelligence.
Yeah, well, it may. I don't question
Oh,
their.
I,
No, you.
if you want to debate, we'll do 4 hours on it, and I'll play
I'll.
the fool. But you and I both have to know in the long run. In the long run, you and me both know the truth, right?
Well, you know what? Yes, I agree with that. Yes, but let's do it opposite. I'll debate the why animals are better, and you debate why humans are better. You want to do that?
That would be fun because I would be more inclined to go with the animal argument. But yeah, this would be fun. We could do that at some point. Fuck yeah, this would be fun. It would be a great game. We'd have to put a time limit on it though, because we would ramble. We would have to have a monitor, a mediator. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be doing more of these. Like, dude, the panelverse is cool and all, and I'm gonna be engaging on other people's channels, but I'm not a panel channel. What do you call it? Uh, what I'm gonna be doing is more of these book things and
Don't overshare yet. Don't overshare yet. What you're
well,
gonna
no, I
be
was just thinking
doing,
about what you're
what
saying.
you're gonna be doing is developing your new material. That's what we're
Well,
gonna be
no,
doing.
no. I want that to be clear. My channel is not. I'm not a channel for profit. I'm not a channel that is promising you guys anything. Y'all can come here to get my thoughts. That's it. Like the idea of being a content creator full time is not it didn't work. I'm not tripping. So I'm not making promises when I say that. I'm having a conversation and just saying what I'm thinking. But I can abandon the idea.
Ain't nothing didn't work. You know, just on a different timetable than you initially were when you started.
Yeah, your microphone is shit, Rook. You every time you say something, the first 5 words are like blanked out for some reason.
I'm sorry, I live in a place where it's hot and we have fans. What I was trying to say is you are incorrect. The timing isn't right. You are still developing your material.
uh, eh. I mean, if it materializes and people want to start paying me at some point, I'll take it. But for the meantime, I'm not putting too much hopes in it. And I stopped the narcotics 3 months ago, Whitney. So what are you talking about? Why come and say something like that to me when you don't know what's going on? Obviously, like if you don't know that I stopped taking my prescribed narcotics and discussed it with my doctor and got on a healthier diet and other shit. If you don't know that, then why come and make a comment like that, man? You're just making yourself look bad, to be honest with me. I thought you were a cooler person than that.
Wait, bro, you had prescription and you didn't send me any?
Yeah, I was eating them hoes like popcorns.
Dang. You know me, I'd have been chopping them up and snorting them like the old days.
Hell yeah. What is obvious about it? Or is it obvious that I've been sober for 3 months, Whitney? How about that? If not, then you don't know me sober or inebriated. Why? That's like, bro, these comments like this make me like lose faith in all humanity. Cause it's like, what kind of dumbass person are you? Like to concern yourself with other people's level of inebriation. Like, are you a gossiping dumbass? Are you a virtue signaler or whatever? Are you like what kind of people make these comments, dog? It's a trip. But I was just saying.
Tell me why.
You said it's hot. Family be terrorized a disabled woman. I don't remember saying that, but if I said it, I stand by it. But if I didn't say it, which is probably more likely, and you're just applying shit that's not applicable to other shit, then you're dumb.
Well, it's very account.
Alien. So now we're calling Alien a disabled woman. Get the fuck out of here, dude. That's so disingenuous and stupid. And I do have a stalker. I have a full blown dangerous life stalker that's not supposed
It's,
to be fucking with me.
it's not a very account, you know.
Huh?
It's not a very old account, so it's
No,
someone
they
running
can't.
from account to account to account over time.
Exactly. What do you call it? Exactly, Ruck. That's why. Is because I have them blocked on their other accounts. Who cares though, Whitney? Why are you telling me all this is my question. Like this is the thing, is I already told you, look, nothing Penelope's done is gonna change the way I interact with her. Nothing Penelope has done is gonna change the way I feel about her. So like what is your point? Are you trying to humiliate her? Are you trying to shame her? What are you trying to do?
Is this one of those people try? Hey, blind Buck said about you, but you and I have already discussed it. So it's like, sorry to steal your thunder, but you're not doing any damage. Is it?
Exactly.
Is it something like this kind of bullshit?
It's exactly like that because like Penelope has already explained the context behind all the stuff, and I understand it. So like it's exactly the same. And to be a human is to live in hypocrisy. So yes, there are varying degrees, but every human has hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is actually an extremely important part of the human psyche because without hypocrisy, people would not aspire to do better because many times a day you break your own ethics and morals if you're a human being. You're mean and toxic. What the fuck? I have no facade. I have no facade, dude. I tell you exactly what I'm thinking. I don't care if anybody watches me. I'm not here for the watchers. I'm here to communicate with people. And Ruck's up here communicating with me. Thank you, Ruck. I don't know if I've thanked you, bro, yet today, but salute to you, my G, and you have all my respect, dude. And I hope you know that.
I gotcha. Fuck you, dude.
Right on. But yeah, I guess Whitney just wants to bring my spirit down, and I guess she just wants to be mean to me or something. It's cool. You can be mean to me, Whitney. It's not gonna make me attracted to you because I do have a shorty, but you can be mean to me. I like it.
All the girls are jealous. They want your attention. They just want your attention.
Yeah,
Blind,
apparently.
be nice to them. Be
Okay,
nicer to
okay.
them than you are to the other girls.
Okay, okay. What's up? What's up, Lil Whitney? What's up, Lil Whitney? You need a hug, shorty? I could find somebody to give you a hug.
You might need some blind furry affection.
Yeah, but just a hug. We gotta keep it friend zone status. Yeah, man. Real talk. None of y'all can take away all of the happiness that Penelope has put in my life, dude. The thing is this: is that all of y'all that want to say a bad thing about Penelope, to me, y'all don't know that there have been see, I'm not like y'all. I'm not blessed to have this wonderful fucking glorious life where I have all these white people and money and opportunities and all this shit. My life has been very difficult. Not that I'm complaining, not that I'm saying I'm a victim of anything, because I'm not. It's all by my own hand. I'll be the first one to say that. But while my life has been very difficult, there are few things that give me reprieve from that. And if Penelope wasn't in my life, there are many things that would be worse. So all the shit that y'all talk about her means nothing to me. Anybody that says something bad about Penelope, it just makes me look at you as a piece of shit. So there's nothing that will change the fact that Penelope has gotten me off of benzos, which that's 3 months now. 3 months that I haven't crashed out, that I haven't made a fool of myself, that I haven't gotten on stream looking like a dumbass, that I haven't said a whole bunch of insulting things to people that I didn't mean, and so forth and so forth. Y'all can't take that away from her. She's done that for me. So no matter what y'all say, means nothing.
You said I didn't know when to shut.
You cut out again. What were you saying?
And you said I talk too much.
I know, bro. I be talking shit sometimes, but I just want to make that clear because, like, I hate when people think that they can just insult somebody that I love to me. It's like, nah, fuck you, dude. I don't care what they did to you.
Wait, is Penny in the house? I want to say something insulting. Penny, slippers. Your slippers
Oh,
are fluffy and ugly. I don't like them. Hi, Penny.
she just showed up. Penelope, please erase that comment because that's against TOS and that'll get me in trouble. Reword it if you have to. But good morning, beautiful. Yeah, I know, Jen. I would just rather let her talk it out though, because I am very capable of doing it verbally instead of just because if you silence them, then for the rest of forever, it's all about how you didn't even hear them out. It's
Pronounced orally wrong.
what did I say?
Verbally, we know you meant orally.
No, I don't do anything orally. Do you? Exactly.
Me, I do a lot of things orally. I vocalize orally.
Oh snap! What's the difference between verbally and orally? Vocally, I meant to say vocally, I think. Fuck, I don't know. So many words in my head, bro. I get them all mixed up sometimes.
I know I was talking with you speedball. All good, man.
Hold on. I'm gonna ask my homie Gemini. Yo, Gemini. Hey, yo, Vic. What's the difference between verbally and orally?
Both verbally and orally relate to spoken communication, but they have slightly different nuances. Verbally emphasizes the use of words, while orally emphasizes the act of speaking itself. You might use verbally when you want to highlight the content of what was said, and orally when the focus is on the method of communication.
Oh, you're right, Rook. Yes, it does. Salute to you. Stay up, my G.
All right, catch language.
You mean I'm right, Ruck? We're talking my language. This is what my degree is in, bro.
Hey, bro, I don't have a degree, but I am most certainly a wordsmith, dog. I have always been a wordsmith. I believe in making the language a tool that works for you. I love that shit. Oh, I made up a new word the other day, exply. What do you think about that?
It's kind of high. That's for
Kind of what?
kind of junior high.
Oh, uh, okay, okay. I can see that. I can see that. But yeah, I Shakespeare is one, bro. As much as I don't, have never acted, I love Shakespeare, bro. Shakespeare, but you know Shakespeare wasn't a real person, right? That he's most likely about like 8 different people that were all working
No,
together.
yeah, I this is not for everyone else. We will have a discussion about this.
Okay.
I think I pretty much have narrowed it down to who they were.
Well, William Shakespeare. Have you ever heard that name?
Shakespeare. I mean, let's think about it. Shakespeare. To look the let's look at uh, the language of the day. What is spear? Spear is like a fourth level word for penis. What is shake? So I mean, the answer is in the name. Shake dick. He jerk off. I mean, he gave it to you in his name. Bill jacks off. William Shakespeare.
Well, check it out. Also, there
Now
was
all
a
you have to do is figure out who Bill is. I've done the homework. I know who Bill is. So I'm not going to give it to you. You're going to have to discover it. But you're not thinking wrong. I'll give you that.
well, bro, I've done the research, and there was a poor guy named Shake Shaft, which I think is another um.
Yet? Have you learned your lines yet? No, you
Have a
haven't. I don't want to hear your homework until I hear you with your lines. You haven't done your lines
oh,
yet. You don't get to tell me how
bro.
much homework
Okay,
you've done.
okay, but you have to either
You're out of
get rid of
line.
that damn fan.
You're out of line in your pocket. You're disrespecting your
Okay,
craft.
you're right. You're right, but you have to get rid of that damn fan or get another microphone because every single time you talk, every time your first sentence is muted or like it's like the wind is overriding your voice or something. I don't even know what's causing it, but you can't hear you. Are you really that hot that you gotta have the fan blowing in your face too?
Yes.
God dang. I can't stand fans, bro. Like to have wind blowing on my skin fucking drives me crazy. Okay.
That's
But you're
unfortunate. I don't know what to say about that.
you're right though, dude. That's what I'm going to do to hey dude, don't ever re-break a bone, dog. Cause I broke some bones, maybe one or two. It might just be one. Bone in my hand, dude, and it's been healing up nicely. And then some shit went down the other day, and I had to like move it and really fast, and I felt it, dude. I felt it like, and now it hurts like 10 times worse, man. And now it has like this huge lump in it that looks unhealthy as fuck. It kind of looks like cancer or something.
You
But
fucked up, dude. You fucked up.
yeah, yeah, this
Did
bitch
you
is
ice it
broken.
immediately? Did you do anything right when you did it?
I already
No.
had it wrapped. I already had it wrapped up and everything. What do you call it? But no, I didn't. I didn't have the chance to ice it. I don't like ice either on my skin. I'm very. My mom used to say I was a germophobic, but I'm not germophobic. I just don't like things that aren't me touching my skin. I don't know. We've officially landed in the weeds, and it's time to go now. But today I'm gonna be working on my lines, bro. So when can we do a meeting or class? Las Vegas is hotter than hell. Well,
Is my mic working okay?
now it is, yes, brilliantly.
Hey, it's 11 a.m. on Monday. I have a class at noon. I got one at 2. I'm
Oh
gonna need a
shit! I gotta
nap.
hurry up.
I'm gonna need a nap, and no, I got an hour. I'm good. I'm gonna need a nap.
No,
Why
I
don't
gotta
you hit
hurry up.
why don't you hit me up like 6 or 7 our time? Okay.
Tonight? Tight. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. I gotta rush
Yeah,
though. I
hit me up
forgot.
on Discord. Be well. Cheers. I'll let you go. Bye.
Yep. Salute. All right, guys. I love y'all in the chat, man. Salute to y'all. Especially those of y'all beautiful people like Jen, Penelope, Cake Mix, Ruck. The other guy that came in, that was talking to us about the book we read. I love all y'all guys. Remember, there's your side, there's her side, and there's the blind side. Blind side news. Don't be like Whitney, man. Don't tell people mean things. Don't try to bring people down, guys. Bring the spirits up, not down. Uh, Salute to y'all. Well, let me see if there's anybody I can send y'all to. Hold on. Because I got a few people in here. It might help somebody in one way or the other. So just give me a second. Oh, Megan is live. I'll send y'all to Megan. Hopefully she has her raids on. Nah, Meg. Let's see. I'm sure she don't. But yeah, man, say nice things to people, guys. There's no reason to try and break somebody's heart every day. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. Megan is live though, guys. Head over to her stream. That's Meg or Megan Cole. At myspace.com. See y'all later. Y'all be good. Take it easy and love each other and be nice, huh? Peace.